my friends out there that are LSU fans. I'm not an LSU hater, even though I'm a 60-year Alabama fan. I'm just very, very excited for them. They've taken a lot over the past few years, so congrats to them. And I think you're going to see them and Alabama decide who wins the West next year. And I know all of us feel that Clemson will be right back where they were this year because they just don't have any competition in that division or in that conference. So, again, congrats to my LSU fans, and thanks for taking my call, Paul.
Rick, always great to have you on. So we've reached the end of 3 hours, a lot of conversation about where LSU goes next. There has been a mass exodus today, which some of it was expected, but there have been a few players who performed exceedingly well Monday night who have decided to head out as well. And LSU is trying to decide what to do next with the Joe Brady opening. We also mentioned Justin Fuente could end up being the Baylor coach. That's a intriguing story that Virginia Tech would have to be looking for a new coach very in 2.5 weeks before the end of recruiting. We're back with another hour. We hope you'll give us a ring.
Lowe's helps pros like you save every day on what you need to get the job done right. And no matter how big the job, we have the quantities you need in stock. Have trim work to do? Save big every day when you purchase Molding Pro Packs compared to single sticks. And finish off the job with 25% off Valspar and HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams. Interior and exterior paint plus primer via rebate. Whatever you need to get the job done right, do it right for less. Start with Lowe's. Paint offer valid 116 through 122, U.S. only.
How good are PXG clubs? Golf writers describe them as absolutely remarkable and the best golf clubs out there. Our customers call them insanely good and say they live up to the hype. So what are you waiting for? Step up your game and enjoy golf more than ever. Call 844-PLAY-PXG, 844-PLAY-PXG, or visit pxg.com to book your custom fitting. PXG. Nobody makes golf clubs the way we do. Period.
This graduation music evokes fond memories for many of us. Communities in Schools is proud to play an important role in the lives of so many high school graduates. As the nation's leading dropout prevention organization, we work inside public schools to ensure that at-risk kids have the chance to see this day. Hear what some recent graduates had to say about Communities in Schools.
They've always had my back. They've always done anything to help me.
Communities in Schools is critical to the success of students whose ability to attend school is often jeopardized by hardships.
They've been there for when I've had any questions, any problems personally. Anytime I needed support, they were there.
At Communities in Schools, we not only help kids progress to the next grade, we support them on the path to graduation.
It means a lot to me to graduate. It's just a big accomplishment.
Communities in Schools never gave up on me. They told me I can do it, and I did it.
Communities in Schools proudly serves 1.5 million students every year. Help us give all 11 million at-risk kids the support they need and the same chance for a better future. To learn how you can lend a hand, go to communitiesInSchools.org.
You're listening to Pensacola's local and ESPN sports station, your favorite ESPN radio shows, plus high school and UWF Argo football. ESPN Pensacola 1330.
We served our country like those before us.
The camaraderie is what kept me going. You know, it was a dangerous area. All of Vietnam was dangerous.
I didn't know what to expect when I got back.
For the first 10 years after I got out, no one would have known that I was in the service.
I got home, got married 2 weeks later. Got a job.
We came back, built lives, families, and communities, but we still had challenges.
The carnage of war left an indelible mark on me.
I would have intrusive thoughts. They're horrible nightmares.
Services and support that can help are available for veterans.
I went to the VA, talked to my doctor.
I started doing groups. I started doing one-on-one counseling.
We found ways to move past these challenges for ourselves and for our families. At MakeTheConnection.net, you can hear our stories and find tools and services available to you.
The more I talk to people, family, friends, other vets, the better I feel.
Hi, this is Barry Cole of Beret Jewelers. Like Coach Saban and the Bama football team wants to be the best at what they do on and off the field, Beret Jewelers works hard every day to be the best jeweler on the Gulf Coast.
So they have this illusion that they have all these choices. But the fact of the matter is if you want to be good, you really don't have a lot of choices because it takes what it takes. You have to do what you have to do to be successful.
Sometimes the hidden treasure is right in your backyard, and for diamonds and jewelry, it's here at Beret Jewelers. We offer a huge selection of Forever Mark diamonds and engagement rings, Breitling, Tag Heuer, and Omega watches, Pandora, and John Hardy jewelry, along with the finest jewelry craftsmen in the area. We also have 12 months interest-free financing and guaranteed best prices on all of our jewelry and services. Stop by and see me and my staff on 12th Avenue next to Bonefish Grill. I'm Barry Cole with Beret Jewelers, and I want to be your jeweler and roll tide.
Beret Jewelers, proud sponsor of the Paul Feinbaum Show.
Hi, I'm Matt Kenseth. You don't have to be a race car driver to know that life can be full of drama. Some of it you can't control, like mechanical issues, high winds, and rain delays. But there's some drama you can skip.
Skip the drama that comes with not having your high school diploma or equivalency. Find free adult education classes near you and finish your diploma. Visit finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org.
You just need to take that first step and find free classes near you, and leave the drama for the racetrack.
Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ed Council.
This is ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM and 99.1 FM, the only local station that talks sports 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. From Gullick and Wingo to the Sports Drive with Chad Brillante. Plus talk football with Coach K at noon, sports call every Saturday. If you'd like to partner with us as an advertiser or a promotional partner, just give us a call at 262-6000.
ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM, WEBY, Milton, Pensacola.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Coming up on the Sports Drive, we'll get to more on Mr. Brady. You pick which one. We'll also get to more on what's going on right now in college football as the season has ended, but the shenanigans have just begun.
Just become the NFL's all-time leading rusher. Across the middle, it is caught for the first. It's Baldwin shaking free and sprinting down the sideline for the touchdown. His third of the day. Doug Baldwin. Derek Brooks, who ran back 3 interceptions for touchdowns in the regular season, does it to cement the Super Bowl. Boxing's elite, the new WBA heavyweight champion of the world, Roy Jones Jr. Baldwin beaten. The result has come up on screens that Gatlin's taken it. Goodness me, it was a blue American vest. 992 for Gatlin. 992 by the American champion to take gold. Another Watson is wearing a green jacket at Augusta. And this time, his name is Bubba. Scores on a 34-yard touchdown run by the Doak Walker Award winner, Trent Richardson, who broke a lot of Emmett Smith's records back in Pensacola, Florida.
And welcome into the Sports Drive right here on ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. I am Chad Brillante alongside JP as we're about to get this party started. Have some fun today. You can catch the show each and every day, simulcast on Blab TV, as we'll go live from 5 to 7 and then replayed from midnight to 2 a.m. Don't touch the merchandise, all right?
It fell.
Keep yeah.
Right, the Brady is over. He's
it's fallen. Off. And even the jersey, even the baby jersey.
There you go.
Even the baby jersey.
The Bears still stand
Somebody
strong.
got this, like a relative from Boston, when we had Leighton, and Brittany said, "Get it out of here." That's the one. I mean, get it. First off, it's not Saints, and that's not really a girl jersey anyway. You know.
Yeah.
Get a Marsha Brady.
So
it would be a Marsha.
Brittany's
Brady,
the first one to do the inaugural. Get him out of here.
He hasn't. He's got that place. He re-upped in Connecticut. He's all good, man.
You act like you're trying to convince me, and you convince yourself there,
Look,
pal.
the air of grievances is over. A couple weeks ago here on the show,
You see Did you see the Under Armour commercial, by the way?
You see Alex Cora, by the way? Alex Cora let himself go. Like, we talked a little bit about it yesterday.
Yeah, he was gone.
But it's that movie, like I said, it's one of those kind of gangsta movies where you knew it was coming. So he just, like, looked over to the side and was like, my time has come. And the next scene, you see Rosita in there ironing a shirt, and you look in the window with splatters of what is not paint.
Did you see the Tom Brady, the he's coming back moment for the Patriots today?
Oh, it's huge.
The Under Armour commercial?
I did not see that, no.
So apparently he did a new Under Armour commercial, and he's wearing a Patriots helmet.
Would you rather see his family members in Under Armour or the other part in Victoria's Secret? That's more of a that's a douche.
But just people do understand, because he's wearing a Patriot helmet, that can be changed really easy. I mean,
Photoshop.
But right now I get it. You're grasping anything you can. And by the way, big news here. You ready for this?
Yeah,
you ready for this?
Yes,
Are you ready?
Yeah. Is it Arizona State?
No,
football?
this is way better. This is the best news ever.
They're pretty good. They beat the team in Oregon.
Bill Vinovich heading the Super Bowl crew.
Is he really?
They announced it today. Vinovich is going nowhere.
You know, we had this conversation, and you can weigh in today on Talk on Sports Drive right here. But on Talk Football with Coach K early, we had this conversation. We had a lot of good calls, but I remember having the conversation with a couple different people on the pass interference rule, and should it get brought back? I'm a big believer in a heck nah, because if you look right now at how it's worked, what they're doing is they're just taking already a judgment call and shooting it up to the guy named Al Riveron. And Joe Theismann, when he's in studio, I'm not just named out. Joe Theismann was sitting here next to me. I do show people pictures of that day when I did him a favor for Joe Theismann. No, Joe's awesome. But Joe was sitting here, and Joe Theismann, ladies, you know him from Hallmark movies, he was up here talking about how Al Riveron is the most important person in the NFL. He says, everybody talks about Roger Goodell, the ginger hammer, the judge, the juror, the executioner. You don't like my way?
You guys are familiar with him.
No soup for you. Yeah, big red nose right there. So you have a guy, though, in Al Riveron that a lot of people don't know, but he's in charge. He's the VP of all officiating. And he sits in a room, like you can see this on some skyscraper in, like, New York City. New York City. You see him, like, sitting at the top of a skyscraper and pretty much sitting back going, looking at all of these TVs and going, you overturn, not you. You're cool. Like, just sitting back and making decisions. He's the one that ultimately makes all those calls back down. And in that case, with pass interference, it's sort of like a DUI. Like, if you go out, you see the commercials. Sorry, I didn't know it made you choke up there. In that moment right there, just someone spit out. Would have been the worst thing for the
to a DUI.
Well, my story to this, there's a point here. The point of a DUI is almost 100% of people that a cop pulls over, that he takes to jail, at one point, we're slugging a few. That's right. Perfect timing right there.
That was perfect.
I ever walk by and I'm doing the slug like Baker Mayfield style in an Indians game when he was still cool. But everybody is getting taken to jail pretty much intoxicated. They don't pull over grandma at church and she's like, let me get my hand purse out. Get out of the car, ma'am. Like, you have to have a reason, smell it on the breath. Hand them your credit card instead of an ID. Whatever you do. Miss your nose when you go do the test. Whatever you do. But in the case of that, you go to court, and then they're like, well, it wasn't lit. You get a really expensive lawyer. You get off the case, and you get it off your record. But everybody eventually went there. For pass interference to get challenged, every one of those calls, there was contact made, and by the rule, every one of those calls could be called pass interference. So every time something is challenged, pretty much by the rule and the law, it would have been overturned. The difference is, fat cat seat up top sits back and goes, no, not enough. Not enough for me to overturn. And then sends it back. I feel like that's exactly what he does.
Does he have a cat that he's
petting?
Yeah,
he pets the cat.
Okay.
Smoking a cigar. It's just the whole look. The whole look is there.
I'm getting into this.
This is what I'm seeing. And that power right there, only, I think, 11 out of 73 were overturned this year. Honestly, a lot of coaches just stopped even trying for a while. Sure. Did you see at the end Bill O'Brien, which he's made a lot of mistakes, but Bill O'Brien in the game, there was clear PI on one of those plays against Kansas City, and he was just like, I think it was Hopkins. He was just like,
it was.
And he just is like, And Hopkins is looking around like this, like, where's the flag? And Hopkins doesn't whine a lot. He's a pretty good, he scores a touchdown. You don't know, he runs over every time and hands his mother, who's blind, a football. Now, she wasn't born blind. She had acid thrown in her face. So this is a terrible story. But Hopkins always is there, and she always knows. She says, it doesn't matter if I show up. I have two people next to me, but I always see him score a touchdown. That's what she says, because she knows. She's like, I know that. But when he doesn't whine, but he was like, I got held. And you saw it. He clearly got held. It was one of those, the jersey was coming out. And Bill O'Brien's like, we're not going down this path. Like, not wasting our time. Another reason on the Bill O'Brien might be, I just look at what's going on right now in the NFL. I'd like to see it go. Instead of everybody always talks about what happened with the New Orleans Saints game. That should be more about a awful ref not doing his job.
Exactly.
You go to Whataburger drive-thru and you get a taquito, good taquito in the morning or whatever. You get really mad when you're like a minute late. You get a taquito, and they hand you a butter chicken biscuit. You're still going to eat it. I am. But,
for sure.
But at the same time, that's not the point of this. I would eat the crap out of that
you
right
need
now.
You need to give something else.
Okay. So they give you a can of tuna in the
there
back.
You go.
There you go. They don't have it.
Now we're talking.
So you don't get mad. You don't get mad at Whataburger. You get mad at that person. You might get mad at them for hiring that person. But that idiot that couldn't do their job. Sorry, I just got harsh on you. Just that person. You hand me some tuna candy. Yeah, you're an idiot. But I mean, the butter. If you get the wrong order, you still did it wrong. You should have just let me go with the chicken biscuit.
I know.
You've
I
ruined
can
this.
tell.
Okay, now it's thrown
now.
the whole game on this thing. Somebody's like, "Is this a sports show?"
You work at
thrown
Whataburger,
everything off right now.
Chad, you have made Chad mad at some point.
You could have just gone with chicken biscuit. So, but it's not their fault. It's the person that didn't give the biscuit. That's the fault of the taquito. You should have got the taquito.
But that's part of this whole problem is the more we're doing this challenge, all these rules and everything like that, even like the targeting and all, now you are taking all the pressure off of the refs when it's been this way before. And I know, like, some of these calls, I get that bringing the replay in. But a call like a PI, now the referee, regardless, like, they're bailed out. There's no accountability for these guys anymore. And even when there's not accountability, they still don't get it right. Because if it's holding by the letter of the law, there's holding on every play, right? So why don't we throw a holding flag? Well, it's because it's different. PI, look, I think all this was blown out of proportion. The NFL tried to make up for a mistake that they didn't have to make up for.
No.
It wasn't the NFL's fault. It was the referee's fault. Let's not make this something that it doesn't have to be, and that's what it's turned into now. It's a joke.
So Odell Beckham Jr.
Oh, boy.
Good old OBJ.
Always.
He was handing out some money.
Wasn't Monopoly money.
By the way, Randy Moss's dad was interviewed. He was there. I mean, Randy Moss, Thaddeus Moss. Randy Moss's dad. He's there, too. He probably was there. He grandpops. He's probably only like 60. When we look at our athletes, we look at them as like elderly people. Like some of these athletes, like retiring, their dads could be in their 60s. Still go out surfing, play racquetball. That's what I think in the 60s. 60s is a perfect age for racquetball. I feel like you've advanced your life when you get off work and you're like, going to go home and check on the kids, have a nice meal, steak and 2 sides, not eat out of something in a box in a bag, and probably going to go play racquetball with Jim. Like that, to me, a decent moment kind of thing for life. But Odell Beckham Jr. goes out there and he hands out some real money. Now, Randy Moss did say, what do you think he said to that? Set you up for this, man. What would Randy Moss say to him handing out cash?
You got mossed?
Straight cash, homie, man.
Oh,
gosh, you know what? We need to get some of those.
I've got the latest statement by LSU. Released a statement on this. They just released one.
I'm not buying it. So I'm going to read this first. But
okay,
I'm going to say that Joe Burrow, who's been awesome.
He's done.
Joe, not cool, bro. Like you can't. He immediately said, he's like,
get him out of here.
He goes, I'm not a student athlete anymore, so I can say yes, it was real money.
He just
throw
everybody else on the bus.
You could see the da-na-na-na-na-na, like playing in the background of that. Like, yes, absolutely, real cash. Do you think at this point he's like, look, my legacy will be better if they perish. If they go 6-6 next year, I'm just that much better. So let's get everybody suspended. Like, you didn't have to try. You could have. You know what you say? I'm not touching that one.
No,
Dave Chappelle said it. 1, 2, 3, Fifth Amendment right there. You don't have to say anything. I know this is Barstool Sports, but you don't have to say anything. You don't have to say anything in that case. This is your school. Look, if anything I've learned as a Patriot fan, You don't have to say anything. Let the system play out, and always it'll be right. That's your words, but that's what I'll say as well.
All right, do you know how that goes? Look, I was listening to Doug Glanville last night, and he was talking about this whole
better than Jerry.
Yes, he was talking about the whole Astros thing and everything, and he's like, well, the players ought to be punished. And, well, you can't punish players if you don't know that they were involved in it or not, because not just because the team they had all this stuff going on doesn't mean everybody was involved. And they're like, well, then these players need to fess up. And he's like, well, let me tell you something real quick. One thing, no matter if you were high school or whatever kind of athlete you were, you don't give secrets away. What's in that locker room stays in that locker room. And I forget who he was talking about. He said an older baseball player said to him, he said, this is words to live by right here. When it comes to my teammates, I don't even tell them what kind of orange juice they drink. He said, because that is none of their business and it doesn't need to get out. I'm not leaking anything. So for Joe Burrow, this is one of those like, hey, man, just chill and push it off and be like, I don't know. I'm not worried about that. We just won the national championship. I've got to go figure out how to get out of playing for the Cincinnati Bengals and hopefully go to the Carolina Panthers right now. That's what I'm worried about, all right?
The answer to that question, though, is extra pulp.
For sure.
For sure. That's the only way you can do it. That's stuff that you get out of the machine, always weary. You go to the hotel and you see those, you're like, I don't think so.
If you got pulp coming out of the machine, you got a problem.
Well, then, that machine's been there for a while.
Exactly.
Yeah, those aren't oranges. Get that pigeon out of there. When we come back, we're going to talk some more on not orange juice, but we will get to more on what's going on with Joe Burrow and also with the PI rule. You can weigh in. Gene Stallings, legendary Alabama coach, will join us coming up on the program as he'll talk some college football at 5:30. It is also getting closer each and every day to the spring, so we'll probably talk army worms, prairie dogs, and Amarillo sod poodles. No, not going to go there. Coming back for more. It's a Sports Drive on ESPN Pensacola and Blab TV.
Here are the ESPN Pensacola 1330 AM 99.1 FM contest rules. You can win one prize per household per contest in any 30-day period, unless specified by individual contest rules. All prizes are non-transferable, non-redeemable for cash, or exchangeable for any other contest prize. Prizes must be redeemed within a 30-day period of winning and must be 18 years of age or older to win. For a complete list of rules, visit ESPNpensacola.com.
Bowling is a sport that will last you a lifetime, and at Cordova Lanes on Airport Boulevard, every night there is something exciting happening. Like on Tuesday and Thursday, it's penny a pin. Bowl 100, pay $1. Or how about starting your weekend off right by reserving a lane for just $25 at Moonlight Bowling. Enjoy a fresh-made pizza and the lowest pitcher prices in Pensacola. So what are you waiting for? It's time to roll your way into Cordova Lanes and experience fun like never before.
It's time for some straight talk. You know those football players who are all talk, no show? Well, big wireless carriers aren't much different. Well, Straight Talk Wireless doesn't give you the hype, just the savings. For just $45 a month, you'll get the unlimited plan with 25 gigs of high-speed data, then 2G. No contract. All on the same 4G LTE networks as the big guys, but up to half the cost. Savings delivered right to your wallet. Only at Walmart. Savings may vary. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com.
Owner-operator truck drivers, how will your business do in 2020? Secure your future by leasing on with Schneider, freight your business can rely on. Schneider has a proven, diverse load board and an unmatched pick-your-freight model. Ultimate reliability, choice, and freedom. Van truckload, tanker, and port dray leases available, plus truck financing. Search lease options near you and upgrade to peace of mind today at SchneiderOwnerOperators.com. That's SchneiderOwnerOperators.com.
Hello, sports fans. Miles Bentley here, General Manager at Hill Kelly Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Pensacola. Growing up, I always loved sports. Nothing but net, out of the park, through the uprights. Sink the puck Bentley, that was me. But my love of the game couldn't beat my love for Pensacola and helping folks get on the road of dreams in a new Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Sure, I never went to the big leagues in sport, but we're all pro here at Hill Kelly Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Proud to be in Pensacola.
Football season never ends on Talk Football with Coach K.
Stidham is tearing it up at New England. He may well be the incumbent to Tom Brady there.
Former head coach of the Buffalo Bills, Coach K brings his expertise as he breaks down the game, the players, the coaches, and the front office. Plus, high-profile interviews from the biggest names in football. Talk Football with Coach K. Every weekday from noon till 1 on ESPN Pensacola, 1330 FM 99.1. The Paul Feinbaum Show.
Everything you wanted to happen hasn't happened.
Oh, my gosh. That's all any of y'all want to talk about is Alabama.
You're really not understanding the conversation, but anyway, we can move on.
Alabama's dynasty has just begun.
Hold on a second, Charles. Somebody wants to talk to you.
I don't want to talk that compelling moron. He's nothing but a lame-headed old man.
2 till 5 every weekday afternoon. ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM.
You're out of your freaking mind, cowturd.
You're listening to Pensacola's home for hometown sports. ESPN Pensacola 1330 AM 99.1 FM.
Feel so close to you right now. It's a force field. I wear my heart up on my sleeve like a big deal. Your love bars down on me.
And welcome back. Sports Drive with you on ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. I'd like to thank everybody at World of Beer yesterday. Garden and Grain did a great job right there. Perfect Plane as we were out there. Good to see a lot of friends, DC, and all the folks out there. It was a good party. It was a good party into Wednesday morning, let's just say that. So, that to me is like a transition in life, is when you go from saying 3:30 in the morning. Now I'm just calling out exactly what time I got home. But 3:30 in the morning is the difference between when you say, man, I had a great Tuesday night. And then when you get older, it's like, I got to get out early, check the sprinklers, 3:30 in the morning. Like it becomes either Wednesday morning or Tuesday night based on your association in life, how old you're getting. Is that fair to say? Like in Vegas, there was a lot of Tuesday nights at 3:30 in the morning. But there's a lot of Wednesday mornings at 3:30 as you get older with kids.
That makes sense why you weren't there at 2:30 whenever I was picking your grapefruits.
Were you the one that transferred an Uber on my card, though? I saw this morning. Santa Clara, California, apparently. I got charged money on an Uber.
Crazy
so
night.
I hope it was good.
Crazy
hope it was
night
good,
morning.
Jameis. Hope it was good. Looking right now, now I have a lawsuit pending on my card.
Yes, you do.
That was terrible. All right, let's get to what's going on right now. The Giants are interviewing. Oh, drum roll here. The name Garrett really had a bad year in the NFL. Think about it. Myles Garrett transitioning to Derp into Jason Garrett and the situation. Jason, actually, nice guy. That was rude. But I will say though that this is the mall mannequin is actually getting interviewed now for an opportunity to be the New York Giants offensive coordinator.
He's officially released, so he's not under contract with the Cowboys anymore.
Remember, is he though? Is he? Is Jerry?
A week and a half ago?
Is he still in the facilities?
A week and a half ago, the Giants reached out and got permission to interview him. That's why it's weird, though. They did this a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, and now he's interviewing. Like I don't know. Whatever.
How do you? What world do we live in when some of these coaches, like the product we see, and people are reaching out? Shouldn't they be reaching towards a door to shut it if that guy's trying to come in the door? You know what I'm saying? Like Willie Taggart. Look, Willie Taggart, nice guy, but the old memes of Free Willie or you can't spell Willie without one W and two L's at the beginning. Like, listen, and the win was against Stanford, but Duck Hodges. How does he get a job not even less than a whole season after that? Whether it's FAU or not.
It's the Giants.
I think if FAU is trying to set a precedent, like they should have, like the postcards you get that come experience Florida. Well, and then sometimes you stop and you're like, it's a nice postcard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying. But okay. So.
This is the thing with look, the Giants. This is a Giants move for them. All right, just like we talked about with Joe Judge and all. This is not that surprising when you look at FAU. They knew Lane Kiffin was going to be gone in a matter of time.
That's what I was saying. Lane Kiffin to Willie Taggart, though.
And Taggart coming in, there's some good talent that's there. So it's like maybe you try to get somebody like maybe he was a big name because hey, he coached at Florida State. Yeah, but he was a bum. Like he didn't do very good. It's fine. It didn't matter.
And he can't say it was a Power 5 move because literally this was the worst season in the history of all Power 5 conferences for the ACC.
Yep.
I mean, it was. I looked at the numbers. It's like Florida State's offensive line a couple years ago. You were dead last. It was that bad. And not even ACC fans. Look, you had Clemson, but outside of Clemson, the question is, who's number 2? Who would be number 2? Virginia? I'm Ron Burgundy because,
I mean,
yeah. Your number 2 team was a 28.5-point underdog? Come on now. 850-623-1330 is the number. You can text us as well at 850-623-1330. We got a text coming in, and all right, let's get to that now.
Asking how the UWF basketball teams are doing.
UWF basketball so far, as Coach Burkhammer and also what you have with Coach Stephanie Yelton has, they've been great coaches for now, 4 or 5 years? And you can tell this whole conversation is me completely ad-libbing until I pull up their record. I do know they're doing well, but you can tell this. I hope somebody on there understands this is all fluff until I pull up the record. This is like, I was going in the soliloquy. I'm not going to lie to people. Looking right now at their record, though, overall, they did just have a victory against Mississippi College. The women's team did. Men's team also beat Mississippi College. So they're coming off 2 big wins. And Coach Burkhammer's team, we were hanging out with a lot of those guys out there. They're not off to a great start right now. They're 5-11, and
they're getting into conference play.
They're getting into conference play, and it's been a little rocky. But Coach, he said this was a little bit of a transition year. So I mean,
well, they did win. Look, they beat Mississippi College, and they beat them handily. I mean, it was over 20 points, and then they beat Delta State. That's a huge win for them because conference wise, they haven't done so good. They've got this is huge for them this coming weeks here. Because they have Shorter, West Georgia, AUM, West Alabama. These are teams that are toward the bottom. That's where they have to win because now it's not about trying to be at the top. It's about trying to make the conference tournament. And that's why these games, especially Shorter and West Georgia, you've got to go out and win. I mean, you have
They're
to.
Actually, and the men's team, I meant to say, apologize for that. Women's team's 5-11, and the men's team is 7-8. And they're 4-4 in conference play. And remember, the Gulf South Conference has transitioned a lot of teams like North Alabama and some of these teams. These are juggernaut-type teams. These are really good teams for the conference. This is not the Gulf South in basketball, every sport. I mean, really, you think about it, what was the toughest game for UWF to win a national title in football? Valdosta State. I mean, it's number 1 in the nation. Team that was last year's defending champs. It just goes to show you, though, that they're not playing games down here in the South. Not playing games.
They are playing games.
Good games.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, good. They both won this week. Looking at some of the other headlines here, Jason Garrett, though, cash or smash it. Jason Garrett should be back as any coach, consultant, analyst, anything in the NFL in 2020.
I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and cash that because
Charlie Weiss still got other coaching jobs?
Yeah, that too. But no, because him being under Jerry Jones like that, I'm interested to see how he's going to be.
Not good for anybody, by the way.
Well, I know. That's what I'm saying. But he's got a little – and as just a coordinator, I think he might be good. I think he is a good coach, obviously. We'll find out, but I think that it's going to be a good fit for him. Get away. Though he's in New York, that's the one problem. But at the same time, it's the Giants. And right now, there's not much expected out of him immediately, but he does have a great opportunity with those players, those young guys they have there. It's not like he's coaching some bums. He's got some athletes over there now. He's got some real deal players. Maybe he can make something of this. Maybe he can kind of rejuvenate his career.
Some college basketball games today. I watched a couple of them last night. Were pretty exciting. Alabama and Auburn.
By the way, that Clemson-Duke game you were talking all that trash about, how about that?
Oh, Duke's not that good, actually, this year. They really aren't. They really aren't that good of a basketball team. College basketball doesn't have a great team right now. I just didn't want to watch the game. I had nothing to do. First off, I wasn't talking trash. I was saying I'd rather watch Florida and Ole Miss. At the, Exacto Knife, what's the name of their stadium now? The name of their stadium is ridiculous. I just called it the O-Dome, when it was the O'Connell Center. It's the O-Dome to me. Get your O-face out there. Have some fun. It's like the Exacto box or something. I don't know. You pull up, Google fingers.
Okay,
Let's make this happen. All right.
Got you.
Get it done.
Go ahead and do your
Seton
your
Hall and Butler
bit.
today. No, listen, comedy. This is facts here. Duke's, first off, not that great of a basketball team. They're good. They're top 5, but there's not a dominant team right now in college basketball. You got teams like Butler, Baylor, some of these teams actually, those teams that always lurk around the top 25 are actually legit. Butler will be on in about 5 minutes. Well, we're going to ask, actually, Gene Stallings will do a full breakdown of Seton Hall and Butler. And you're going to ask him.
Exact Tech Arena.
Exact Tech
Yep.
Arena.
Not Exacto Knife.
Watch a guy live in Pensacola Beach who owns this company. How dare you, son? Do you know 100% without looking up what that is?
No, I do not. Hold on.
Is it Post-its? I don't know. Exact Tech?
Exact Tech. I got you.
Sounds like an Office Depot type place.
Let's find out. This is what our shows come to. Let's see. Orthopedic implants. All right. So somebody really might own it down here at the beach. That's the perfect place.
Orthopedic implants.
That's what it says.
That's a lucrative business.
They produce innovative implants, instruments, and technologies for joint replacement.
That looks like a cash cow.
Boom. Yeah.
But why do you have to? I don't know why you have to advertise that much.
Well, if you got money and you want to do it.
Isn't that a wholesaler to the places? Or you can do them online? Because that sounds like okay, we're getting way in the weeds.
Yeah, way too.
All right, let's go to Virginia and Florida State tonight. Big game, national champions versus Florida State in the Tucker Center right there. Champions who are 11-4 not right now against a number 9 Florida State team at home. Florida State, I watched them play Indiana. Doesn't that stink in college basketball though? When you watch the one game where, you know what I'm saying, and they look terrible, and then the next thing you know, they go and they win every other game, and you're like, how's that team 14-2? I watched them play Indiana, and they got roasted, and I'm like, this team can't shoot. They couldn't make a three. I know they still got a lot of the same cats, the same guys out there, but this team, the thing about Florida State and Leonard Hamilton's team who does not age, Leonard Hamilton's team has always about 7 or 8 guys that can average double digits, but not one of them soars to 20. Even when Bacon and Jonathan Isaac and Beasley, they had some sharp shooters. You look at some of those guys, and those guys are doing well in the NBA. Dwayne Bacon, is pretty much, he scored every single point the other night for Charlotte. I said Bacon. I got hungry. And then you have Malik Beasley, who's a sharpshooter out in Denver, and you got a guy in Jonathan Isaac, who's a rising star for the Orlando Magic. So that team was legit, but they couldn't get him to stay for more than a year.
And these guys got paid. You said about the Magic.
Yes. I got the Lakers tonight. We'll see. I'll be watching that.
Auburn and Alabama play. Auburn 15-0, but I know that the schedule hasn't been the strongest and everything, but still 15-0 for a team like Auburn. This is huge.
Want to do lunch on it? I got Alabama win.
Okay, deal. I'll do that.
Okay, dollar menu. If I win,
that's fine.
Steak dinner.
the Dollar Tree steak. Stay away from that.
I don't know. You're gonna pay for
I'll pay you.
You're gonna pay for my hospital bill after that one. 3.5 ouncer right there for $1 That's where I draw the line right there.
Yes.
Steakums for $1 maybe. I'm not doing a actual sirloin for $1. I'll buy a lot of Christmas bags there, but not that. Coming back for more with Coach Gene Stallings, legendary Alabama coach, right here on the Sports Drive, ESPN Pensacola and Blab TV.
Imogen and I started Jewelers Trade Shop in 1956.
Our goal at Jewelers Trade Shop has always been to give our customers the best experience imaginable. It's something that my grandfather instilled in my father, and without a doubt, my father has passed on to me. Those basic core goals and values that shaped our business 56 years ago are still very much alive and a driving force behind Jewelers Trade Shop today.
For 3 generations, the story continues. Jewelers Trade Shop in downtown Pensacola.
What happens on the bike is what you commit to.
What's up, Peloton family? Welcome to this 20-minute pop ride.
To the hills.
Don't stop here, Peloton. Remember why you started.
The sprints.
We've got this together. We are always a team.
And the milestones.
Great job, Peloton. Way to show up today.
But what happens off the bike?
My dad just ran his fastest 10K yet. I've never seen him so sure of himself.
Is why it matters. Try it for yourself with 30-day home trial. Visit onepeloton.com to learn more.
Are you an aging man who could use a boost in testosterone? Men listening to this station are invited to call now and get a free 30-day supply of Ageless Male Max, the total testosterone boosting wonder pill. No strings attached, no memberships, and no auto shipments. Just pay shipping and handling. Hurry for this exclusive radio offer. Just call 1-800-467-5150. Men take Ageless Male Max to gain strength and muscle and reduce body fat percentage more than exercise alone. Plus, you get a rapid boost in nitric oxide production, which can be handy in the gym and in the bedroom. Ageless Male is the #1 brand in male enhancement at Walmart. But for this no-strings-attached free offer, you must call now. Just call 1-800-467-5150. Your no-strings-attached free 30-day supply is yours right now. 1-800-467-5150. 1-800-467-5150.
Anyone who has ever needed self-storage knows what a hassle it can be. You have to rent or borrow a truck and then find someone to help you move your stuff. And let's face it, moving furniture and heavy items without damaging them isn't easy. Renting the unit is worse. The hidden fees and admin costs are scarier than the dingy facilities you're leaving your stuff in. Why not use ClosetBox instead? ClosetBox is self-storage without leaving home. They'll pick up your belongings, store them securely, and bring any item back when you need it. The best part? Unlike traditional self-storage, you only pay for what you store. No paying for unused storage space. ClosetBox's background check storage movers are licensed, bonded, and insured and will take care of all of the heavy lifting. ClosetBox's local storage centers are temperature controlled and monitored 24/7. ClosetBox has an A+ rating from the BBB. Call 877-233-5696 now for the season's best rates. Get $50 off first month storage using code RADIO50. That's 877-233-5696. 877-233-5696.
You're listening to Pensacola's home for hometown sports. ESPN Pensacola 1330 AM, 99.1 FM.
Elijah was a Wooten Indian standing by the door. He fell in love with Indian made over an antique store. Elijah.
And welcome back. Sports Drive on ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM, simulcast on Blab TV each and every night. Thanks for listening. Not sure how many people are listening, but we are simulcast in, I believe, 4 states. But I don't know how many people in Mississippi know that we're on air. Not too many people going through the AM dial these days, I guess. But, hey, you know what? We are. If you're out there listening in Jackson, we appreciate it. And I'm sorry about all the comments to your Mississippi State Bulldogs. Let's talk to a legendary Alabama coach that knows a thing or two about that cowbell and kind enough to make time for us each and every Wednesday. It is Alabama coach Gene Stallings. Coach, always appreciate the time, and what a great national championship that was.
Oh, Chad, it was. LSU just played a whole lot better than Clemson. I didn't think Clemson played as well as they were capable of playing. I thought LSU did, and that was the difference in the game.
Coach, when you look at it, though, you've worked with some really good quarterbacks, and you've had a chance to be around the game with some of those guys. But what you saw from a guy like Joe Burrow, have you ever seen something like that from a quarterback?
No, and he didn't ever have a bad game. He kept thinking, well, this game's going to be a bad game. I've heard that said several times that he can't keep on having good games, but he did. I don't think he played a bad game, and probably his best game was his last game, which was a real compliment to him. And obviously, he's the reason that they won the national championship. But when you go back and whoever wins it, it's usually they got a player or two that's better than the other team.
Coach, looking right now at the college football landscape, you have LSU is losing Joe Burrow. Joe Brady has gone to the NFL, the offensive analyst that had a great mind. But do you look at it, and your honest opinion, because you were a coach that won a national title, but it's not easy in any sport, especially in college football, to keep consistency. With Dabo Swinney, what Nick Saban has done is amazing. But would you put Ed Orgeron right now in that upper echelon of coaches right now in college football?
Well, he's proved it now this particular year, but you judge a coach for what he does with what he has. And a lot of times your best coaching jobs are done by the teams that don't have the good players. I think that he was blessed with good players, but he handled them right. And he kept them ready to play, and it looks to me like just observing that the players appreciate him and enjoy playing for him, and that's awfully important too. And but as far as putting him in the upper echelon of the coaching profession, I wouldn't do that just yet.
Coach, LSU and Alabama and also Texas A&M, your alma mater, you live down there near College Station. You hear a lot about the team. Jimbo Fisher got paid a ton of money, and you know a lot of the regents and friends and boosters that help pay that $75 million contract. But when you look at Jimbo, LSU wins a title. That's a huge recruiting war when it comes to LSU and Texas A&M for a lot of those guys in the Shreveport area, all over in Galveston, places like that. If you look right now, do you think that LSU winning a title is going to affect anything with Texas A&M, or is it more about them getting a quarterback right now?
Well, I think that it will definitely help LSU in recruiting, regardless of the position. I think people like to be affiliated, associated with teams that have success. And LSU definitely, they've had success since the last couple of years they've played well. The A&M is getting better. They haven't gotten there yet. They think that this year that they will compete. I think this is Jimbo's, third year, and they're going to be disappointed if he doesn't win 9 or 10 games this year.
Coach, looking right now, James Franklin is under a little bit of scrutiny. The team right now in Penn State, they're in the news again, and one that they, it seems like it happens a lot on the offseason, and sad for a great fan base and a loyal fan base. And I know you guys had great rivalries with Paterno and Penn State for Alabama and Penn State back in the day. But when you look right now, they're in the news for like a hazing incident. Pretty much one of the guys was bullied in the locker room. As a coach, you cannot watch all your players. You look at them as family members, but Coach, do you feel that's still the responsibility of the head coach if something like that is happening in your locker room?
Well, yes, I do. And, if one of your children go off and do something, the parents have the responsibility of the children. And if one of your players do something that's out of the realms of what should be done, I think the coach he's held responsible, and he should be. He's in charge of the team. And you can't control everything. For example, somebody just mentioned that LSU, one of the former players at the LSU game, gave the players their $100 bills, passed them out. It was on television, and people saw it. And then they said it was fake money. Then they said later on it was real money. But I will assure you that the coach did not know that was going on. At the same time, it's his responsibility what happens in the dressing room.
Speaking with legendary Alabama coach Gene Stallings here on the Sports Drive. And, Coach, if you look right now at college football, Skalski, a great player right there for Clemson, a guy that you had a chance to coach Dabo Swinney. You talked to him a lot. This guy's just always around the football. He's just one of those football players, makes big plays in big moments. But he got kicked out of the game in the third quarter for targeting. Now, targeting is to protect the players, lowering the crown, prevent a lot of concussions, the possibility of a serious injury like getting paralyzed, hitting helmet to helmet. But the difference is he was making a football play. And I think it's bad when you teach these guys some of the best players are the ones getting kicked out. Clay Matthews, guys, J.J. Watt's been eliminated from a game. And I feel like they shouldn't be kicked out of a game. If you want to punish them and give them a 15-yard flag, that's one. But I feel like the intent of the play was to make a play. And for that, a guy shouldn't have to sit out a game. Just my opinion.
Well, the headgear is meant for protection. It's not meant to be a weapon. And many times you use the headgear as a weapon. That's what they're trying to get away from. The headgear is to protect the player. It's not to harm a player. And I personally think it's a good rule. Now, whether or not they go overboard with it, that's questionable. And what happened in that particular game, it was questionable. But when they run it, first of all, I'm against instant replay. And they run it back a jillion times, and finally they make a decision. And but they're trying to protect the player, and as long as they've done that, I think it's a good rule.
Coach, looking right now at the NFL playoffs, I'm not sure if you've gotten to watch all the games, but Bill O'Brien, Houston is a team I know not too far from y'all. Dallas has made the decision to go with Mike McCarthy. But talk a little, if you've watched any of the NFL games, and what you thought with Tom Brady going out early. What has been a big surprise, and have you enjoyed the NFL playoffs so far?
Well, I enjoy watching them. I felt like two or three of the good teams didn't make it, and it went surprised me. Hold on just a sec. Okay, excuse me. I Ruth Ann was driving, and yeah. Excuse me. Yeah. Yes, I do.
Coach, you can call. Do you want us to call you back, or do you need to?
Well, she's a dog was following us, and she didn't know whether the dog was following us or not. So why don't you call me back in about 5 minutes?
That sounds great, Coach. Take care of that. Hopefully the pup isn't lost.
Thank you.
All right, Coach. All right, we'll give him a call back. Look, that dog. If dog's following your car, and this is a guy that owns a ranch out there.
He's the most real phone call
that's
ever,
right. Yeah.
right there.
That's up there with the guy that got pulled over. Stuart Appleby was getting a ticket in Australia when he was live on the Levitard show not too long ago. But that's a bad moment for him. He's saving a dog right there. That's amazing, man.
That's an awesome Gene Stallings
Yeah, it
moment
is.
right there.
Let's go ahead and take a break so we can come back and we can talk some more with Coach Stallings right here on the Sports Drive.
How will your trucking company do in 2020? Many struggled in 2019. Stay busy and secure your future by switching to a driving job with Schneider. Schneider is a proven leader that's 85 years strong. A big enough company where your family knows you'll have work you can count on, so they can count on you. Driving jobs to fit your lifestyle. Newer equipment and tech for your comfort. Reliable earnings for your peace of mind. Find a great job and make the move today at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
Paul Feinbaum here for the Southeast leader for cranes and equipment rental, Craneworks. The Craneworks team in Nashville, Birmingham, and Mobile is ready to make your next construction or maintenance project a big success. Give Craneworks a call for your next lift, machinery moving, or rigging project. And don't forget, RentalWorks has a full line of rental equipment for jobs both big and small, and now offering qualified operators for all equipment, including aerial and earth-moving equipment. Call Craneworks at 877-282-LIFT or visit them on the web at craneworks.com.
You're in charge of hiring, and Indeed has solutions, like online skills tests, which let a candidate show that they're the right hire. And we give you this magic music, which will inspire the perfect hire to begin clog dancing. Okay, there's no magic music, but skills tests, that's a for sure.
See why independent research by Silk Road shows Indeed delivers 3 times more hires than any other job site. Post your next job at Indeed.com/hire and try skills tests for free. Terms and conditions apply.
Listen up. In 2016, a New Mexico House seat was decided by only 2 votes out of almost 14,000.
In 2010, a state house race in Vermont was determined by 1 vote.
In 2002, a Connecticut House seat was determined by just 1 vote out of more than 6,000.
In 1994, a Wyoming state house seat vote ended in a tie. The winner, chosen at random, went on to become Speaker of the State House.
Your voice matters. Use it.
Go to letsfreethevote.org to learn more.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit beefy, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-285-4954. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-285-4954. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-285-4954. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds, too. Call 800-285-4954. 800-285-4954.
Talk football every day with Pensacola's own Coach K.
Credit a great performance by Garoppolo. And I love the way he throws the football. He's got all the things going for him.
Every weekday, noon till 1 on ESPN Pensacola, 1330 FM 99.1. Sports Call with Davis and Justin.
The Birmingham Bowl, honestly, I would not be too thrilled if I had received these gifts. You get a book, History of the Bowls, celebrating the good of the game, and you get a bucket hat. That's just be one of the worst. That's just not a good. That is not a great.
I feel bad for Marshall.
Set.
They only get a gift suite. That's all they get.
Dude, step up your game when it comes to your gift packages.
Every Saturday from 11 to 1 on Pensacola's home for sports. ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM.
You're listening to Pensacola's home for hometown sports. ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM.
And welcome back. Sports Drive with you right here on ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM, simulcast on Blab TV. Chad Brillante with you, JP, and Coach Gene Stallings, legendary Alabama coach, will join us. He was live, and then he had to go save a puppy dog on the road. You can see that right there. He's in his truck with Ruth Ann. They're in their 80s, and these are people, they're stopping to save a dog right now on the highway. And not 100% he's going to be ready, and if he isn't, it's very much more important to take care of that pup than it is to be on this show. Want to make that clear as well. But we always appreciate his time. And looking forward to talking to Coach again in a few seconds from now. Looking at some of the other stories going on, as we talked about the interview process with Jason Garrett, and I think we've spent enough time on that. Conor McGregor will get ready to fight as he will take on Cowboy Cerrone coming up here on a pay-per-view event, as Conor McGregor has been a guy that is 21-4 in his career. He didn't lose for a long time, but you also have a guy in Cerrone who's had 36 wins, 36-13. And look, records, though, in MMA, let's make that clear. You know those teams that start like 20-0 in college basketball, but they've played a bunch of schools that you've never heard of? In MMA, if you have the main fights, if you're always going against a huge opponent, you might lose. But for somebody that has a lot of losses, they probably also take on a lot of competitions when they're getting the main fight. Joining us now as Coach, I want to first off say, is everything okay with the puppy dog?
Everything was fine. He was in the house, and we usually put him in a room when we're gone and leave him in the garage because he'll follow me, and didn't want that to happen. And anyway, everything was fine. Thanks for asking.
Well, absolutely. That's more important, and that's a situation right there. We love your call every week, but taking care of your animals and pets. Next time you can hang up the phone. I appreciate you waiting on as long, but I could tell right there, and thank you very much. But Coach, I want to talk a little bit more about the national title game. Do you feel that the speed of the game is changing? Do you feel college football is cyclical, where we're going to go back to seeing a lot of the power run game? Or do you think what LSU's doing, who even was one of those teams people joked with Les Miles never changed from run, run, run? Do you think the game is evolving and changing when you saw the speed of what LSU did?
I do. I think that more teams are throwing the football and they're having success with it. And you take Alabama, they were primarily a running team, and then this quarterback came by, and they were throwing the football a whole lot more than they were running it. Now, I would say that you do whatever your quarterback can do best, and I'd say next year LSU probably go back to the running game because they won't have a quarterback like they had this past year.
Coach, you saw what happened with Trevor Lawrence in that game and the speed and the pressure of LSU. Do you still feel that Trevor Lawrence is the kind of quarterback that is going to be a future number one and great player in the NFL?
Well, I think he will. They need to play against a little tougher competition from time to time, and then that's what makes them good. You look at LSU's schedule, and they had to play some pretty tough teams, and a lot of times when Clemson was playing, the quarterback was on the bench because they were ahead of people. I definitely think he's a quality player. He's a quality individual. And when his time comes, I think he'll be a number one draft choice.
Speaking with legendary Alabama coach Gene Stallings. Coach, you got a chance to watch some football this year, and replay is the thing that a lot of people has brought up. To me, you didn't need to add it. And I know that you've said many times we expect the referees to get everything right when the players and the coaches are going to mess up a lot. If you look right now at replay in the NFL, I think it failed this year, where about 11 of them got overturned at about the 70 that got challenged. It slows down the pace, and it's also more of a judgment call upstairs. Would you like to see them get rid of pass interference replays in the NFL?
I would. I'd like to see them get rid of instant replay, period, to tell you the truth. You can challenge nearly everything, nearly every play. There's somebody you can challenge it. Somewhere along the line, we got to leave the game up to the officials and let coaches coach and officials officiate. And I do not think that the NFL did a good job this year.
Coach, if you look at Bill Belichick and Tom Brady, they've had a lot of success. As a fan, I sort of smile about all the other stories off the field, but on the field, they've had a lot of success. I want to say, though, do you feel like the era is coming to a close based on what you saw in the playoffs this year?
Now, say that again. What was the question?
With the New England Patriots, after what we saw with Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, do you feel that Tom Brady will be in another uniform next year, or will he be a New England Patriot?
No, I think that if he's not playing with the Patriots, I think he'll retire. He's got a little age on him, and I doubt very seriously if he'd want to start off with a new team. He's comfortable where he is, and if he wants to play another year, I think that New England should pay him whatever he's worth and let him go ahead and play another year. This obviously was not his greatest year, but he still performed pretty well.
Coach, looking right now at baseball, A.J. Hinch, sad news. I know it's a Texas team right there with A.J. Hinch and also their GM getting fired in Lunau and for stealing signs. But a lot of teams do it. I think, you got your hand caught in the cookie jar. I know you're a man of morals. You put faith, family, football in that order. But, Coach, to relate this to college football or the NFL, if you're trying to get, some signs or get that, that's why Andy Reid looks like he has a menu in front of his mouth every time he goes to a play. Coach K, I work with Kay Stevenson, and he says it's part of the game is everybody's trying to get a one-up to get some tips on players and personnel. Do you think that they should have been reprimanded to fired, and even to the point of some say they should take the World Series away? What did you think when you saw that story?
No, I don't know what stealing a sign. You still got to hit the football or the baseball, whether or not it's a curveball or a high ball. I don't see what the deal is myself. I felt like it was a severe penalty. When you go to talk about firing the top people and even discussing taking away the World Series, doesn't make sense to me.
I couldn't agree more with you, Coach. Well, look, it should be some type of punishment just because if they didn't give some type of punishment, then people will go wild. It's like some of those, those speed limits. You guys don't know much about this in Texas because everything's like 200 miles per hour out there. But I will say, Coach, when you guys do everything a little bigger, even speed limits on I-10. But when we're out there, Coach, I realize that, they probably should have maybe missed a game or a suspension. But to get rid of them and fire them, that was, like you said, what it really helps the players with is maybe knowing that this guy throws a lot of fastballs, but they're not sending in signs during the pitch. Nobody is saying he's about to throw a strike. He's about to throw a fastball. And guess what? If that happens, it's real simple. You can go ahead and a 1 then, which means fastball, could be a 2 for that pitcher. And now it's going to backfire because if you're trying to steal the signs, you're going to think it's a fastball, but he's actually throwing a curveball when you put up the 1.
Yeah, and that. You've talked about something that's wrong, though. I just heard this a while ago that one of the LSU pros was in the dressing room passing out $100 bills to the players. Now, you talking about something that's bad. I think that's bad. Now, is the coach responsible? No, he's not responsible, but he ought to know what's happening in his dressing room.
Coach, that shouldn't happen. Odell Beckham Jr. and Joe Burrow actually came out after the game and today and said, oh, yeah, they were real. He was talking about it. But, Odell Beckham Jr. knows better. He's the guy that did it. This isn't his first time he's been down some of these paths. But you know what?
He's wanting his attention. That's the reason he was doing it, to get attention to himself. He wasn't necessarily trying to help a LSU player. He was doing it to get attention for himself. If you ask me what I think about it.
Yeah, and personally, I know they talked about the possibility of some legal, you can't give in a guy. If you're giving a guy money, he might lose some games and he can't play. But I hope the only person that gets reprimanded for this would be Odell. I mean, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's already got fined, apparently, by giving away all his money. So.
Yeah. And, they talk about it, but I coached a long time. And I never saw, to my knowledge, nobody ever got any money for playing. Now, somebody somewhere along the line might have given a player some money when I was coaching, but I never knew about it. So I think that's highly overrated. people talk about but when you do it in front of national television, you're doing it to get some recognition for yourself and not necessarily trying to help the player.
Well, I'm not 100% sure if Bobby Lauder and some of the Auburn fans weren't dressed up in Alabama gear handing out some money in front of your stadium one time or two, you know?
Well, that was on the other side. That wasn't on my side.
That's right. Well, Coach, it's something that they should know better. I'm picturing your face right now. If Odell Beckham Jr., everybody out there, look at Coach Gene Stallings. Imagine right there of somebody walking in his locker room that's organized, disciplined, and watching and trying to hand out a bunch of $100 bills. I'm picturing this right now. Just your face, like, why is this guy walking through? That wouldn't fly. Yeah.
First of all, we did not open up the dressing room just to everybody. We knew who came into the dressing room, and the player had a reputation of doing something bad like that. He would never have been invited into the dressing room.
Well, Coach, it's always a great time to catch up with you. I'm glad that your dog is okay, and I do have to let you know, I know you always ask, so I'll let you know. I've got Leighton tackling. She's doing tackling drills right now at a place called Sky Zone, as she's up there right now at Sky Zone, and she's having fun knocking over some of the dummies and and having fun with that. So she's getting bigger every day.
Is she taking karate or something like that?
No, but she can still kick my butt. No, she is. She's actually taking ballet, sort of the reverse karate. But from her wife, I know she's going to have a good kung fu. Yeah, but I didn't say that out loud. I love you, but
you tell her that somewhere along the line, I hope our paths cross.
Absolutely, Coach. They will. And God bless you, and thank you so much for your time.
Okay, have a good day.
Appreciate it. Coach Gene Stallings coming back for more right here in the Sports Drive.
4 hours a day, 7 days a week. From Gullick and Wingo to the Sports Drive with Chad Brillante. Plus talk football with Coach K at noon, sports call every Saturday. If you'd like to partner with us as an advertiser or a promotional partner, just give us a call at 262-6000.
ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. WEBY, Milton, Pensacola.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Yeah, coming up, we'll continue to talk some college football, and Gene Stallings' dog is safe. That's awesome.
Just become the NFL's all-time leading rusher. Across the middle, it is caught for the first. It's Baldwin shaking free and sprinting down the sideline for the touchdown. His third of the day. Doug Baldwin.
Derek Brooks, who ran back 3 interceptions for touchdowns in the regular season, does it to cement the Super Bowl.
Boxing's elite, the new WBA heavyweight champion of the world, Roy Jones Jr.
Both been beaten. The result has come up on screens that Gatlin's taken it. Goodness me, it was a blue American vest. 992 the Gatlin. 992 by the American champion to take gold.
Another Watson is wearing a green jacket at Augusta. And this time, his name is Bubba.
Scores on a 34-yard touchdown run by the Doak Walker Award winner, Trick Richardson, who broke a lot of Emmett Smith's records back in Pensacola, Florida.
And welcome back, Sports Drive. Second hour of the program goes now. ESPN Pensacola, Blab TV, Chad Brillante alongside JP, having some fun with you. 850-623-1330 was the number. Thanks again to legendary Alabama coach Gene Stallings for joining us, as he saved his dog and was able to call us back and still have time for us. And, you know, I know we did a little back and forth, a little Rochambeau going on there on the MLB rule during the break. Try to attack me with a trident. But I will say...
We have a trident?
Yeah, it's good gum. Now, I look right now at the rule in the MLB, and I understand you should be penalized for it. You definitely should be penalized. But for the people that think for 2 seconds that they should be able to go out there and they think it helped them win the World Series to a point of that's the reason, nah. Like, people need to understand, yes, did they do something wrong? Absolutely. Because if you allow everybody to do it, people will do it. But in my joking terms, what would stop somebody? This is the part we're about to go down this path from yesterday. JP, what would stop somebody from sitting around the third baseline with one of those and get him? Look, it's home field advantage, right? Get him a kaleidoscope wouldn't work. What is it? Telescope? Get a telescope. One of those long, kaleidoscope, isn't that the one with the different diamonds, like the kids? Does nothing. Here, kid, play with this. Daddy, wee. He's throwing a diamond, a Rubik's Cube. Now, if you go out there and you had a guy on the third baseline with a not a stethoscope either.
Just stick with telescope or binoculars.
Yeah, he's checking your heartbeat.
He's got a stethoscope.
Well, the binoculars.
All right, according to the pitcher's heartbeat, he's going to throw a fastball here.
Binoculars might not do justice. You have to. That's what I'm saying. The telescope will go right into, like, you'll be able to see where you might not want to see down there. Like, but you'll get the sign. You'll get the sign. And have him sit there, and he could even wear an Astros gear, be like a mascot, the fan, and look down there. And he could get on a PA system, too. Like, you have a microphone, and they're like, what's up, everybody in Houston, H-Town in the house. Get them out there and just have them with that and going, he put up a 2. He put up a 1, fastball, and scream it so the guy's up there like,
you're not allowed to have anything other than, I thought, a stopwatch. That's what the rule was.
This is not anybody affiliated outside of he bought a ticket.
You said at third base.
In the bleachers.
Okay.
So what is actually, and this sounds like, Chad, this is absolutely asinine and ridiculous. What is stopping somebody? He paid for that ticket. It was telescope giveaway day in that seat every single game, just that one seat.
Blue Wahoos, game 1. Chad will be in the third base side over there.
I'm not wasting. No, this has to be pivotal. You have to use this in a big moment.
But this is perfect to try it out. I guarantee you that dugout will hunt you
might
down.
But I'm just saying, what I'm saying to the game
I know what you're saying, but
I'm making a mockery of the thing of pretty much that it did not change the rule. And think about it this quick. It was like when the whole protest was going on. I said, as much as the protest is terrible, it gained traction from people that weren't regular sports fans. Like, people were talking about it. And Roger Goodell was too afraid to make what he should have done, which is walk immediately to the podium and said, okay, I'm sorry, is this on? Okay, here we go. Hey, guys, thanks for coming. This will be a 30-second press conference. This is what we're doing here. They're not coming out of the locker room until the national anthem. Everybody can stand. Thank you for all of our servicemen and women out there for everything you do. Everybody can stand, sit, whatever you want to do in the crowd, because we're not panning Indy anyway. And then the players will come out through the tunnel like they do in college football. Thank you, and have a great day. Nobody once has ever gone to a football game and said, man, you know what was great? 5 years ago more than ever. But that was great when they all stood together in line like that. Like, we only really know it when it's like when Fergie screws it up and everybody was like laughing at the NBA All-Star game, or if Whitney Houston just goes poof and makes like the best rendition ever.
Where are we going with this?
No, what I'm saying with this is that he could have made that decision real easy, and that's the same thing with this. To everything going on with the stealing the signs, they could have just been like, okay, if you get caught, it's this. But for people to be getting fired, and then Alex Cora being like, I'm done. This has become something. They made this huge, and there's a lot more than 2 teams. I guarantee there's a lot more than 2 teams.
Yes, but more. There's going to be
so
more.
Every
this
coach is
going to be uncovered.
There's going to be probably 20 GMs fired.
Hold on.
20 managers going to get fired.
Chad, you're accusing the MLB of doing something they didn't do. They didn't fire him. They suspended him for a year. I agree with what the MLB did for this. Look, this can completely get out of hand. Yes, sign stealing has been a part of baseball. Yes, when a runner is at second base and he's picking signs. Guess what we used to do in college when that happened? You bean the guy. You come after him. You let him know, oh, I see what you're doing, and then you change your stuff up. That's fine. But when you're using a camera that's in a replay room, I'm not saying that I agree with everything, but I'm saying is the MLB put their foot down and did what they had to do before this gets even more out of hand. Hold on.
Yeah.
They were wrong. They used a replay room that was a replay room for replays and got them to come down and say, hey, this is going on, or this, look here, whatever. It was illegal. What they did was illegal. It doesn't matter if the speed limit is 65 and everybody's going 75, 80 miles an hour and you get pulled over. You were speeding. I mean, you can fight it all you want to, but you were in the wrong.
Yeah, but see, to me, it was like speeding. Gulf Breeze is probably notorious, and you guys have a good quota. I know you have to meet it, but for the people going like 41 in Gulf Breeze, and we'll get pulled over in the 35 right by the high school. You look over and you're like, "Come on, bro." You know what I'm saying? Like I would say, "Come on, bro," to that. I wouldn't actually have to give the ticket and smile. I know a lot of those cops are good cops.
Accuse the Astros for doing the wrongdoing, for firing them on the spot like that. Look, they got suspended for a year. You have to do this if you're the MLB. Because, yes, this is going on more than with just the Astros and all this other. There's the Reds. We've even heard the Yankees are rumored. The Mets are possibly rumored as well. There's a lot of these teams that are doing this stuff. Now they're going to go, whoa, wait a minute. All right, maybe we just, we kind of, we tickled the twine long enough. Let's not do that anymore.
Let's not tickle the twine.
I think this is a good move on MLB's part. I think this will help negate the problem a little bit. There'll still be people that find ways to cheat, like the Patriots, and you know how that goes. You understand? You know what I'm saying. But I look,
don't recollect this.
Don't accuse the MLB of firing somebody when they didn't fire them.
Can you burn this from the archives? By the way, this show will be.
Yeah, I got you.
This tape will. This will never be.
But listen,
Bill Belichick called. Wait, I got a text from Rob Kraft. This show has been deleted, by the way.
The Astros are the ones that fired him, and people are like, well, maybe they pulled the trigger too soon. Alex Cora realizes. He steps back. He's just like, yeah, I know. He knows what he did. He knows it's wrong as well. Look, Carlos Beltran, the Mets are investigating him now, saying, you know what, do we need to get rid of you? Like, what's going to happen to this? What's going to come of this? Even though the MLB's cleared it, I think it's a good move on the Mets' part, taking the time to set him down and figure out what's going on here. Because, listen, this is something that the Astros, they'll be fine, okay? They're going to be just fine because internally they can promote Joe Espada or whoever they want to do. They lose 2 first-round picks. It's not going to hurt right now.
It'll hurt. Harsh.
It'll hurt down the road.
To take the World Series away.
But here's the thing.
They didn't, which I was.
They won the World Series. I think why this is the harsher punishment. It's the MLB saying, okay, they don't want to take the World Series away because they believe, like me and you, okay, I get that. But doing what they did now to a World Series champion sends a message out to the league. It does.
Taking away things in sports, to me, is the biggest crock. You did it. I was there. Even O.J. Simpson, who might have, like a couple times. Sorry, that was a bad visual. But O.J. Simpson was the kind of guy who obviously made terrible choices his entire life. By the way, how about Ahmad Rashad, who had O.J. Simpson and Bill Cosby as his 2 best men at the wedding? Like at that time, that was Jello. I mean, it was good. Everything was going good. Like you had Cosby. They should have known when he cheers to a couple different people. Cheers. He kept cheering. Never mind. But Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby's toast 9 times today. But okay, so you have Bill Cosby and O.J. Simpson as your best man. So Ahmad Rashad with this puppy dog during NBA. Sorry, that was a bad choice. Bad choices. There's an old thing on Mad TV called Lower Expectations. That's not a good one right there. But I will say that if you look right now at OJ, he made those mistakes, but even when they're like, we're taking away his Heisman. Did you ever hear that story about how like it was sold? Did you hear about the OJ and the Heisman story about like one guy was getting hundreds of thousands there was 2 of them, and then one of the other guys was like trying to sell it for crack on the streets in Compton? Like 2 completely different stories.
How much crack can a Heisman buy?
Somebody came up like, listen, I don't know a dealer. That's actually not a joke, but I don't know why I had to defend myself.
I don't either. That makes you more suspicious.
Yeah. But what's happening to my hands here? Yeah. Why is it so hot in here? No. But when it comes down to it is hot in here. Getting everything out before I pass out, folks. But if you look at that situation, though, O.J. Simpson taking away his Heisman to me, that means nothing. There was a bunch of USC fans that watched him. Vince Young, when they were like, Reggie Bush, whether he was driving around in 32s out there Escalade, big pimpin' style with Jay-Z playing to a car he didn't buy, whatever he was doing. You know what? Reggie Bush still won the Heisman. Like, I watched him walk across that stage. If Joe Burrow just called out, that was funny today. And if you didn't see it, Odell Beckham Jr. was handing out cash to everybody. It was real money. And they weren't sure. So LSU sort of comes out and they're like, well, we assume that it was all fake money. It was just sort of a joke. Like, hey, you won, like Monopoly money. Here's money bags. And then Joe Burrow was like, no, it was real cash. Like, he was on Barstool Sports today and he was like, no, he gave us straight cash. And they're like, seriously, bro? Like, calling us all out like that? You don't have to do that. Fifth Amendment. 1, 2, 3, fifth.
You know, Barstool, when they asked him that question, they were thinking like he's going to give that answer. And they said it, and they were like,
well, that's a perfect Barstool answer. That's like right up the alley.
Yeah, exactly.
I love those guys.
But that's something you do 6 years down the road.
Yeah.
And somebody asked, not literally days after you just watched it happen.
But, yeah, you don't say that. Like, that's these guys all suspension.
Remember,
like, come on, bro.
Don't tell them what kind of orange juice you drink.
Extra pulp. But I will say, though, with all this, do you get what I'm saying, though?
Yeah.
I know this has been long-winded on this, but I will say that taking away titles, Bobby Bowden or Joe Paterno, we're going to take away some wins. No, you didn't. They still won those games. Kids might not see it in the record books, but you won those football games. If LSU if someone took away Joe Burrow and LSU's title this year, good for you. I watched them dethrone Clemson. What are you going to take back? And Trevor Lawrence and I'm going to come out and be like, we never lost a football game. Yes, you did. We watched you get beat. That to me, the whole taking away thing. Get it out of here.
Taking a title away or taking a ring away and taking a draft pick away is two completely different things.
If you're a Dodger fan that's been waiting since Tommy Lasorda to win a title, and they said, "Oh, we're going to take their title away," what do you have a victory parade? Nobody wants to show up for that. I'd be like, "Come on." Yeah.
But there's a big difference. You have to admit that the MLB is not taking their title away. They've said that they're not.
Yeah.
That's why they went out with their opponent. That's where I think it's a good move on their part because it's a lot less controversy. The controversy is with the Astros. You can't tell me, you cannot. I don't believe it that these guys in the front office had no idea this was going on. So as an owner, you're like, oh, gotta get rid of them. Come on, you're just as guilty as the rest of them. You get out of here. All right? That's all I'm saying. The Astros, I believe, pulled the trigger a little too soon. But I think the owner is scared. He didn't know. It was almost like, well, they haven't made their ruling. They did make their ruling. You didn't have to get rid of the guy.
I thought it was funny when Alex Cora is like, yeah, it's coming. After that story,
like,
he read it.
Later,
he was on
guys.
the couch. He's like, I'm out of here, guys. He didn't even waste any time. What they did, we will weigh in on Jeffrey D's point. Jeff always gets a voice, even if it's on a text. Jeff has weighed in, and he's agreeing with you. So,
well, thank you.
So, yeah, well, that's more. Jeff says, I completely agree with JP. What they did was, well, we're only going to read.
All right, yeah, we're not going to read that part.
Jeff, we will subtext. What they did was complete, yes, and it wasn't just some second base runner tapping on his right quadricep to let the batter know the sign, or some guy in the dugout trying to pick up a sign. This is what has always gone on in baseball, is really a pathetic way to excuse it. The baseball pundits agree with me. Yes. Jeff's voice is okay.
That was my point.
Once again, I am not going down the old grumbly like everybody's okay. The joke about the guy with the telescope was a complete joke, but it would work. But I will tell you, telescope night, third base. But I will say to you that I think they should have been reprimanded. But for a season on this, I hope everybody understands Houston did not win the World Series because of this. It could have helped.
If they did win the World Series because of this, Chad, they would have took it away if that's what the MLB believed. Right or wrong? I mean, and I'm asking you honestly.
To Jeff's point on this, let's break down the semantics of what actually happened. Yes, they need to be reprimanded, but what actually happened? First off, there's a lot of pitchers that only throw fastballs, so what are you going to try to get on that? It would have been, to me, very detrimental if they had an earpiece and somebody was going, fastball. Because baseball is a game of guessing, and if you know the pitch and you're that good, you can't crush the ball.
Was what they were doing illegal?
Yes.
They were misusing something that was not
they knew what they were doing was illegal, and they should be. Yes, and I know that. Yeah, and
that's not. It doesn't matter if they had an earpiece or not. What they did was illegal, and the MLB did what they had to do, and they took care of it. And now I'm sure there's gonna be plenty more teams that stuff is gonna come out.
It could be either the heat stroke that I'm about to have, or it could be.
So,
I think it's or it's either yes, or it could be the devil and I guess the other devil on my shoulder. But they're both going back and forth right now because there's part of me here going, oh well, Chad, this is illegal. This is terrible. Get rid of them. Did you see I use like the awful voice for that? And then all of a sudden, there's the Patriot voice over here that's going like, they're all good. It never existed. Everything's fine. Like it, and then so I don't know. I'm conflicted on this. See, if I'm Houston, I have a report tomorrow. If I'm the owner, be like, sorry, that wasn't me. That was my brother. I have a twin brother. They're all good. AJ, welcome back here. Shake that. Bill Belichick's by his side with the cutoff, was smiling. I approve this message, but I understand what you're saying. But I do want to make this point clear before we go to the break. What they did was they were getting intel on the pitches they were throwing and utilizing that video and tape to show people, let them know, but it wasn't at the time. It wasn't in the middle of the moment. They were using that stuff. And if people knew that, which now they know, if teams are out there stealing the sign, there's a reason why baseball signs at third base, for a third base, you play baseball, we both play baseball at a high level. There's a reason the third base coach doesn't do one of, he looks like, does the 15 different brows down the leg. Because if he just did like this, or if he just did like one sign, hold it up. Don't do that again. Don't do that one. Okay, so whatever sign he did, bird call or whatever, they'd immediately say anytime he goes through the bird call, he's about to bunt, or he's about to do that. Why do you think they do 50 signs and change it up? Why do you do that? Why do you do that? Because people are staring at the third base coach, and if they know he's about to lay a suicide squeeze, then guess what? Then they're going to make it easy. Every time he goes to his brow is a suicide squeeze, and they're going to call that in. That's not illegal to do that. Now, setting up a videotape room, yes, is illegal, and they should be punished. But I want to make it clear from a standpoint of the game. I'm trying to talk about the game itself. Houston did not win because those calls might have gave them, yes, anything like that is giving you a one-up, but they weren't calling in on the pitch. Jose Altuve wasn't up there, and they said breaking ball, 3-2 pitch, breaking ball. Guys, not that accurate. More than this is going to break in the dirt. If you know there's a breaking ball on 3-2, it's probably going to bounce. And a lot of guys swing to protect, and you're going to walk. So if you knew that, you're pretty much on first base. Think about that.
So is your argument against the MLB in this?
No, I'm trying to argue.
Are you arguing the people
I
that
am
are
trying
saying,
to argue the people that are acting like this. And this is not about Astros or Red Sox. The Red Sox are linked, so this is not just defending them. I'm making it clear to people that you can punish the coaches, you can punish everybody. I do still think a year and getting them kicked out, they're not going to come back for a long time. Like A.J. Hinch isn't going to get picked up after a year or two. He's probably not going to be able to coach for a while. I don't think that they should have missed that time. I think giving them 80 games, whatever they gave them, would have been fine. That's half a season. They gave him a year. But I will say, though, for the integrity of the game, they cheated. But Houston did not win the World Series because of those signs. I will say that. I know enough about baseball that it did help. But
no,
you
I
still
agree
have
with
to.
you.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
because
it did help. We can honestly, because if you know things and whatever, you could pick up signs maybe you wouldn't be able to pick up.
They're using it as research.
Help.
They're using it to.
But I agree, and that's why I think MLB agrees, because that's why they didn't take it away. And I think that because they didn't take it away and they understand that, they still came down with that punishment to make a stand. They had to do this. I mean, this is because I think the MLB sees there's more than just the Astros going on with this as well. They don't want this to become a soiled league and stuff like this, because baseball is one of those games that's tried and true, and it's always been tried and true. And now they're implementing all these other things going on, and it's kind of backfiring now. And I think for MLB, they made a statement. I think what they did was right. A year, that's fine. You can disagree and whatever, but I believe they did what they had to do. Hooray to you. You didn't take their title away. That's where I would step in and be like, now hold on. I understand it helped, but let's not completely take this away from all these guys.
Yeah.
So
I understand. Like I said, the Patriot me has taken over my body.
I know.
Or heat stroke. One of the two.
It's both. It's a mix.
Coming back. I know my point. I know when my point isn't the point that a lot of people are agreeing with. I'm taking the minority stand on this.
That's the Patriot way.
That's right. Like Tom Cruise, I just gave you a minority report. We're coming back for more right here on the Sports Drive.
Hello, sports fans. Miles Bentley here, General Manager at Hill Kelly Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Pensacola. Growing up, I always loved sports. Nothing but net, out of the park, through the uprights. Sink the puck Bentley, that was me. But my love of the game couldn't beat my love for Pensacola and helping folks get on the road of dreams in a new Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Sure, I never went to the big leagues in sport, but we're all pro here at Hill Kelly Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Proud to be in Pensacola.
ESPN Radio is taking over ESPN News. You can now watch your favorite radio shows all in one place. From Golic and Wingo. Oh, yeah. To the Dan Levitard Show with Stugotz.
All right, I'm available every day, thanks.
To the Stephen A. Smith Show.
I just don't understand this guy.
To the Will Kane Show.
It's my job to tell the truth.
From morning to night, the best of ESPN Radio is now available on ESPN News.
Just felt there's a huge need in Pensacola to bring foot and ankle services, specifically orthopedic foot and ankle services, to this area. There's so much growth in Pensacola. I wanted a freestanding orthopedic foot and ankle center to do this, and as far as I can tell, this is the only one really in the country that's freestanding. Most orthopedic surgeons are part of a multi-specialty group. So we offer on-site x-rays, on-site CT scan, and on-site MRI. They can come to one place.
Visit NielsenOrthopedics.com to reserve your appointment today.
Welcome to the boat! Okay, hi, what are we doing today?
I need something that screams something fun. Nothing too on the face, nothing too off the face, but also totally hot.
So I have the perfect thing. It's the most food mullet. You're totally business in the front, but tailgate in the back. It's a fat party. People are having fun. You know, snap. All your friends are going to be like, whoa, awesome setup. Everyone else is going to be all jelly, okay?
Just like a killer mullet, Moe's Catering will turn the back of your ride into a tailgate party that's sure to turn some heads. Just order ahead and pick it up on your way.
Moe's Southwest Grill, now open in Pace on Highway 90 next to Publix grocery store.
Here are the ESPN Pensacola 1330 AM 99.1 FM contest rules. You can win one prize per household per contest in any 30-day period, unless specified by individual contest rules. All prizes are non-transferable, non-redeemable for cash, or exchangeable for any other contest prize. Prizes must be redeemed within a 30-day period of winning and must be 18 years of age or older to win. For a complete list of rules, visit ESPNpensacola.com.
It's a new year and time for a new car. Bob Tyler brings you the most dependable line of cars at the best Bob Tyler Toyota prices. Drive the new 2020 Toyota Camry LE for just $239 a month, or new 2020 Corolla LE only $118. If a new year, new car is for you, get to Bob Tyler Toyota right now, where caring means quality at our best price. With approved credit, 12,000-mile, 36-month leases, $32.99 down for Camry, $29.99 down for Corolla. Excludes tax, tag, registration, and title, zero security deposit. All prices include $899.50 dealer fee. See dealer for details. Expires 1/31/20.
The Paul Feinbaum Show.
Everything you wanted to happen hasn't happened.
Oh my gosh, that's all any of y'all want to talk about is Alabama.
You're really not understanding the conversation, but anyway, we can move on.
Alabama's dynasty has just begun.
Hold on a second, Charles. Somebody wants to talk to you.
I don't want to talk that compelling moron. He's nothing but a lame-headed old man.
2 till 5 every weekday afternoon. ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM.
You're out of your freaking mind, cowturd.
You're listening to Pensacola's home for hometown sports. ESPN Pensacola 1330 AM 99.1 FM.
And welcome back. Sports Drive with you. ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. Simulcast on Blab TV. And, you know, it's great to, when we had a chance to work with Cat Country News Radio, Blab TV, simulcasting our show each and every day here and having a chance to work with local people. You know, that's what we want to do, is bring local sports, getting these raids about baseball and tangents and things we do. But getting to go to events like we did this week when we were down at World of Beer and having a chance to watch the national title is awesome. But the point of this is, the Juice is okay. That is a local band, and they're awesome. These guys rock it. They played at Vinyl. They're up and coming, so check them out. Go on Spotify or anything and check out The Juice is Okay. TJIO right there. It's a local band up and coming. Before they all are rock stars, and a lot of good people, good family that I know out there, and they're good people first off, but they also play awesome music, which the people buying care more about. Nobody's ever been like, man, that drummer was awesome when he died this week, and then they with Perth, Neil Perth, or geez, I feel like an idiot right now. It's Neil Perth, right?
Neil, is it Perth or Pert? Now I'm confused.
It's Pert. I don't know.
Okay.
Okay. You know what? I'm that guy now. I'm that guy that just went down a path. No, he's one of the best drummers of all time, and I just completely ruined that right there. I apologize for that. Everybody right there.
You're good. Listen. Excuse
I didn't need to.
Chad.
I do that to myself. I once made a bet for no reason about I'd take a burrito to the face, and there was no other end to the bet. Like I just said that because I was confident in the team that lost. Yeah, wow. The drummer from Rush was Neil Peart. I got it. I don't know why I added. Maybe I'm just thinking of all the koala bears in Perth right now. That's
a good way to twist that to make it.
That's exactly.
You look good.
I do that a lot where I clearly wasn't going down that path. Let's get to some sports. Looking right now, JP, I know you've been waiting for this, so I'll give you an opportunity. Geez. Bucknell American in basketball tonight. Who do you like? The Bison going to go out there?
I was seeing colors the other day.
Walter Ellis just made a free throw, by the way. It's 17-16 now.
Yeah,
Bucknell.
Listen, let me break this down.
Is it un-American to beat American in basketball? That's a bigger question.
No, it is not. All right,
okay,
because American, if you have American in your name, you better be good. You better be really good. And Bucknell is here to play. They're not playing any games.
I'm going to reverse this on you. Why is American cheese the cheapest then?
I have no idea. That is a good question.
Those when you go to the store. By the way, sorry to throw that out there.
I never expected.
It's right on the spot
American
right there.
Cheese
Hey, listen.
To be thrown into this.
But the ones you can get a whole thing of American cheese for 99 cents.
Yeah,
that's another Dollar Tree thing that I didn't. A whole pack. Be wary of 8 cents per slice.
Okay, but be wary too. I got in college. You get the little Totino's pizzas, and the guys were like, "Oh, let's get the little packet of cheese, like you know, the shredded cheese." Yeah. I threw it on there, and we cooked it, for the 20 minutes, and it was still looked like cheese. I read it. I read the ingredients. I was like, "What is up with this?" It was made with part cardboard.
Ooh.
I didn't. Literally, cardboard is in the ingredients, and that's why it was not melting correctly. So,
reading the back of things can get you. Look, if for the folks out there, in Mississippi, think about all the jumbos. And if you're from Mississippi, look, you're probably like in the car, like, yeah, I like to eat. But in Mississippi, they got a lot of big people out there. A lot of good restaurants, too. A lot of good southern cooking in Mississippi. Man, I've been to Mississippi twice, and I had 2 of the best meals. That in New Orleans, where you could eat for weeks. But Mississippi, it's a rule. You don't have to put labels on the back of ingredients. Like, even for places like Mickey D's and the other place out there, we don't need to see the calorie board.
No.
If I'm doing a late night drive, get it out of here. Like when I'm double cheesing it up or triple QBC, they had that for a week. Like, I don't want to see that I'm eating 3 weeks worth of food there. Like, you're going to make me take off, like, one of the 3 pieces of the buns on a Big Mac? Like, don't make me do that. Like, let me eat my food in peace and then pay for it later.
That and Taco Bell's doing the sodium warning now. Like, I don't care. Get it out of here.
They've got calories on a Taco Bell board. That's when you know this country's going south. Like, it's not. We love this country. But American basketball is losing, so everything's going crazy now. They have 9
American
losses.
cheese.
Virginia, 8 cents a slice. Virginia and right now Florida State are battling it out. Florida State's having a good season, number 9 in the nation, 14-2. That game's on ESPN2. So clearly, flip it over, record it, and watch it after we're done here on the Sports Drive. That's what I meant to say. But Florida State is right now down 24-20 to the defending champions. I've watched enough college basketball this year where there's not a dominant team in college basketball, and we're gonna have some fun breaking down college basketball. We know it's football 24/7, but frankly, Gonzaga is number 1. Baylor's 2. Duke is 3. They just lost to Clemson. Auburn is 4. They play against Alabama tonight. And then Butler is 5. So you guys have – none of those teams are dominant either. There's only 2 unbeaten teams left right now. And one is UCF. We're not. I just claimed it, though. And then San Diego State and Auburn. San Diego State and Auburn. Can you name one famous player? I can. I'm just putting you on the spot. Sorry. One famous player from San Diego State. Come on. Aztecs basketball.
Hold on.
Come on.
Jim Smith. 1938.
I can't deny
Hall of
this, so
Famer.
I'll give you credit for it. I can't actually.
No, he's fake. I just made Jim
No,
Smith.
Jim
is the
Smith,
most,
100% is someone real. That's the most
Yeah,
common name.
that's what I'm saying.
But he probably didn't play at San Diego State.
No, I doubt it.
Think about it. He's really good. He's maybe won a championship with a team last year that never has won a championship. He's got long hair. He's 6'8", maybe the best player in the NBA. Come on. Are you still not getting it right now?
I'm looking.
Maybe the best player in the NBA. He's on the Clippers
Kawhi?
now. Kawhi Leonard, yeah.
I'm looking something else up. Get out of here. I got it wrong the first time. I thought
That's
we were
all
moving
right.
on.
That's all right. No, sorry.
Okay, well, I finished. I got it right, but I wasn't
don't
worried
say
about
that.
it.
I don't need to know these things. I will
I'm
say,
Google
though.
Fingler. All right, never mind. Not going to say that again.
Don't use those sentences
Google-
corresponding right there.
Google
No,
fingering
the
it
other.
up.
All right.
Boy.
So Alabama and Auburn do play tonight at 8. Okay.
Steak tacos. That's our bet.
Heat stroke is kicking. I forgot I even said that.
Yeah.
It really is. This is the hottest. But look, I
A
ate a
burrito
pretty
to
big
the
meal.
face.
I'm going to lose 7 pounds today, so I feel okay. But
Steak tacos
you know
or
what's
burrito
funny,
to
though,
the face?
is we're
Which one?
in this room pretty much the entire day. And I think it's funny sometimes when somebody comes up and like, wow, it's hot. And I'm like,
you have no idea.
I've been in this room for 9 hours today, folks. But I do want to let's get back to Auburn and Alabama before I pass out. Auburn is 15-0, number 4, and Alabama is sitting there right now in a situation where they are 8-7. And both of these teams, pretty much, Alabama's at that point. If they can get this win with Nate Oates,
It's a big notch on their belt.
little honey and oats right here. If they can get this done, I'm going to watch it with my wife, so it'll be honey and oats right there. You know, hey, look at that. She made me an amazing crock-pot chili last night. Oh, you've had
I've
the
had that
oh,
before.
gosh.
It is awesome.
Oh. You've had a piece of that is so good. That chili is amazing. But Alabama is 8-7. If they win this, go to 9-7, 2-2, outside shot. They just got a bunch of, honestly, they just have a bunch of guys that are playing pretty much a street game. They shoot, they pull up and shoot from anywhere. They got some sharp shooters.
Their scores that
Petty
goes
and
along
yeah, I
with
know. I mean, they have a couple guys out there that they can put up big numbers. And look, it's a 1 point. This is what's so tricky about college basketball. You have a 15-0 Auburn Tigers sitting there, War Eagle at number 4 in the nation. They're playing the rival at 8-7, and it's a 1 point spread. That's college basketball in a nutshell. It's like that Clemson Duke game that it's 11-point spread. You shouldn't have taken it, JP. Looking at, let's get to
I got
some
a mortgage in my house.
That's right. Right now, taking a look here at some of the other headlines from the day. We talked a little bit about the snubs in the Hall of Fame the other day. Cowboys' Drew Pearson disappointed at Hall of Fame snub. Now, he couldn't hide his disappointment. First off, can't you though?
Yes, you can.
I mean, I want to make this clear. You can't hide this. This
is physically possible.
100%. This is what you actually can hide from. Like, you have to go out of your way to find camera or the media or social media in order not to hide. Nobody's asking. Nobody was like, and let's take a look here at the Hall of Fame nominees in the NFL. It's been a great list right there, and it's great to see some of the biggest names. Yeah, good for Jimmy Johnson. Great job, Bill Cowher. Drew Pearson didn't make it. Let's go on to that. Like, nobody's ever going to say that. So you went out of your way. Based on it, we didn't get to watch Drew Pearson that much. We weren't alive. But
Nope.
I will say, if you get stubbed, you're not help. I'm going to do this. Was this his last one, by the way? He was a Super Bowl champ and a member of the 1970s All-Decade team.
He's the only one on the All-Decade team that hasn't been enshrined. I mean, so maybe that's where a lot of the
then that's pretty bad.
is.
That's they give it to him. Come on.
That you've completely changed your whole mindset.
I feel bad for him now.
I know.
I do feel bad for the guy now. I'm looking, and I also just saw like the Sarah McLachlan eyes right now of him sitting at the table. Oh, this is bad. I'm watching it right now. This is very embarrassing too. He's having a Super Bowl.
He has all his
He's having
people
a
there.
Hall of Fame watch party.
Yeah, and he didn't make it.
That's bad.
Yep.
Okay. I thought he was just like out mowing the grass, and he just saw it come up, and he was like, "Let me go to call WKP2 and get out there in the middle and like, hey guys." That sounded official, by the way. I have no clue what the radio station is, but if they go out there and he's like, "Can you get me on the mic? Can we do this?" Because But he is having a watch party and he didn't make it. Oh, do you see the face next to it from this random? That kid does not look like any family member right here.
He does
not. No, I'm sorry. I'm not meaning to judge, but this is like the polar opposite looking people you could possibly have on Earth. It's like Oprah and sitting next to Carrot Top. Somebody I hope laughed if you think that's family. But all of a sudden Carrot Top just is like he just wants nothing to do with what's going on here. That's pretty sad. Watch party when you didn't make it. What's worse, watch party from not making it, or Baker Mayfield's friend giving him a call right before the NFL draft? The friend might have been onto something. But he called him, and you're getting a call about, what is it? I think the timing of it is about when the 10-minute clock's going, you usually get a call about 2 or 3 minutes before they go up to the podium.
Correct.
So I'm basing that on no fact, but it sounded good, didn't it? It could be within the 10 minutes. I think threw out a number.
It's a 5-minute window.
I knew. I pretty much am right without having any clue where that call is because I've never got the call. But he gets the call, and it's his friend. Hello, Baker. And he's doing a Facebook Live thing, like a cool one, not the whole Lonzo ball. Those are balls I never want to see again. And I'll tell you, he gets a call, and he goes, hello? Mr. Mayfield? Yes? We're going with Josh Allen. And he what? And like the girlfriend, everybody he puts his face, he's like, I gotcha. And he's like, bro. And all of a sudden, you could tell he was ready to go Dr. Baker Mayfield style, MD on him.
He was about to lose his opportunity in the NFL.
Now, that joke was okay because he still got the pick.
Yeah.
If he wasn't the first pick, no more friend. He's not there. Calls somebody.
He's actually Dr. Owner Baker Mayfield will be Dr. Owner Baker Mayfield in the XFL. That's all I'm going to say. What he would have done would have been ugly.
I almost said he was about to call somebody to get him out of here. But it's the first time in the history of radio that I've been afraid to say that on an airwave of that person trying to find me. And if you can put those pieces together, we're coming back for more. It's the Sports Drive on ESPN Pensacola and Blab TV. I might have cost myself.
Hello, sports fans. Miles Bentley here, General Manager at Hill Kelly Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Pensacola. Growing up, I always loved sports. Nothing but net, out of the park, through the uprights. Sink the puck, Bentley. That was me. But my love of the game couldn't beat my love for Pensacola and helping folks get on the road of dreams in a new Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Sure, I never went to the big leagues in sport, but we're all pro here at Hill Kelly Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Proud to be in Pensacola.
My grades were bad. I appeared to be doing good at my school life, but if you would see me at home, it would have been a completely different story.
I mean, it was just rough focusing on school when your mother is somebody you have to take care of.
There are students who need somebody.
Communities in Schools is helping more than 1.3 million kids get whatever they need to succeed in school. You can help change the picture of education at communitiesinschools.org.
I hear people say we can't save every kid, but I think that we can.
To give batters a different look, pitchers throw a changeup.
Your idea of a different look is sunglasses.
That's true. But La Quinta Inns and Suites is really taking the different look thing to a new level.
Definitely a major league makeover, starting with a bolder, brighter lobby full of comfortable spaces to let you settle in.
Or chill out in front of a big flat screen like Wingo would.
Oh, you know it. It's a changing La Quinta look to help you get in the zone and look sharp when you hit that big meeting.
Prepare to win at business with La Quinta Inns and Suites.
Book now at LQ.com.
When working at a growing business, you wear many hats. The new business hat, the buying toner for the copy machine hat, the sifting through tons of resumes hat. You can throw away that last hat thanks to Indeed.com. When posting your job, Indeed lets you add screener questions that give you a less time-consuming route to your short list of qualified candidates. So go ahead, dust off that extra long lunch hat. Hiring's better when you've got your short list. Save time on hiring when you post a job on Indeed. Get started today at Indeed.com/hire.
Hey there, I'm a glue stick, so I have one job. I glue kid stuff. So sorry for being jealous of Geico, who does a ton more, like give you 24/7 access to thousands of licensed agents. And Geico has been around for over 75 years and has a 97% customer satisfaction rating. While I've just got mediocre adhesive skills, Geico also has an award-winning mobile app. Uh-oh, arts and crafts time. No eating the glue stick. Miss Lydia!
Geico. Expect great savings and a whole lot more.
Here are the ESPN Pensacola 1330 AM 99.1 FM contest rules. You can win one prize per household per contest in any 30-day period, unless specified by individual contest rules. All prizes are non-transferable, non-redeemable for cash, or exchangeable for any other contest prize. Prizes must be redeemed within a 30-day period of winning and must be 18 years of age or older to win. For a complete list of rules, visit ESPNpensacola.com.
You're listening to Pensacola's home for hometown sports. ESPN Pensacola 1330 AM 99.1 FM.
Can you blow my whistle, baby, let me know. Girl, I'm gonna show you how to do it, and we start real slow. You just put your lips together and you come real close. Can you blow my whistle, baby, here we go.
Just see, we always play Kalijah for Gene Stallings. Like,
you mean to bring him into this next time?
I'm picturing him walking through a tunnel, and this plays. Like, it's like, what's happening right now? Put your lips together and whistle. All right. Steve Harvey, by the way, has the best pocket squares. He really does.
He owns.
I would say that's your random moment of the day, but that's half the show. But I will say, you just turned it from Steve Harvey in the middle to go to a Hot Pockets. All right.
Went to commercial.
All right, let's go ahead. Let's get back to sports. Looking right now. All right. Time to let's go ahead. Hang up the cleats, get him out of here, or continue to play. Sebastian Janikowski. He sort of did by hurting himself. I think he fell over a donut. What? Janikowski.
Bring him back. Let's go.
I feel the NFL is better with Sebastian Janikowski.
Yes.
It is.
It's a better place. Give him a cigar, give him a flask, let him do his thing.
That might give him a heart attack. He's
the type of guy I don't feel like anything like that'll kill him.
That's true. He's Russian.
That's what I'm saying.
Nothing kills him.
Exactly.
He's the guy in the movie. He's the guy in the movie. What's the Punisher?
Yes.
The guy was played by Kevin Nash, I think. The big, but he got shot. Like, remember, he gets shot like 15 times and he keeps coming at you. That's Janikowski. I could see that. Like, look at Ovechkin.
Yes.
I just want that. I always, sometimes on those like mid-July shows when the Olympics, when we're not watching stuff like speed walking. Look, I love the Olympics, but when I say that, that's such an answer, like I support everybody as athletes, but I don't watch all the Olympic events. I watch some. There's certain ones. I know you were talking about women's beach volleyball, big one in Rio. That's
yes.
Absolutely.
I was.
Swedish team was somebody. And I remember watching some of the other events, but the trampoline is a lot of fun, by the way. The trampoline, these guys do like 8 flips on it. That's a real Olympic sport, by the way. That's not a joke. The trampoline. I tried it at Sky Zone. I'm not an Olympian, apparently. But I will say with speed walking, get it out of here. Get it, and it's gonna get it out of here real slowly. I told him to get out of here. It's going to take him like 45 minutes to get up. But that sport, it's like watching grandmas walk the mall at Simon. It's like you just walk. You're sitting there like moving the hips. Like, I just want one person to completely break the rules and just be like, and they're like, and coming through here in the last lap, they're about 100 yards away. So we got 3 hours of coverage left. Coming down. Uh-oh. Jesse's running. Just right by him. Like pull a Ricky Bobby in Talladega Nights. Like, this is completely illegal and will not count. But it just, you're going to lose. Like, is there any comebacks, like heroic comebacks in that? Because isn't there a pay?
For me personally, if I was behind, I would have to just start running because it's an instinct.
And what if you act like? The Olympics has so many rules, and if you break them, the whole committee's on top of you. You're done. But if you go ahead and imagine, though, if you started to waddle and acted like you tripped to get maybe a momentum start of like picking up to get into first.
You know what they do, right?
Whoa. You pass everybody.
Timeout. They go to the monitor. They review it. And then they make their ruling. That's it. And you can throw the challenge flag if you want.
Hold up speed walking.
But
that'd be the worst.
It's only within 2 minutes that they're going to stop.
A replay. The slowest, horse racing, they replay the finish. Yes. Replay on speed walking. You can see, this isn't slow motion. This is live, folks.
They're not moving.
They're not slow motion speed walking. This is a real Olympic sport, so I'm talking, if someone's like, what are they doing here? We're talking sports. Speed walking's got to go.
By the way, in case you're, Aaron Hernandez Uncovered is now out. The whole documentary thing, part 1, it's out. Got to watch it.
Is that what you're going to watch behind me? The TV?
No, not right now. I'm going to wait.
All right. Having Aaron Hernandez, dead or alive, behind me right now is scaring me. So can you turn that off? I'm just saying that's not it.
Patriots never die.
Looking right now at the NFL playoffs this week, we've got Baltimore, who's sitting at home. I just wanted to. I'm trying to be nice.
Thank you. At least I got one moment.
Okay. The Patriots, who you think I'm about to go down that same path, right? Come on. Defending champions. The defending champion.
There it is.
There he is. There he is. There he is.
I was wondering where he was.
Come on. I'm back.
All right,
I'm back, baby. I'm back. Go Tigers. LSU champions right here with the Bear. I will say, though, with the New England Patriots, they're defending champions until February 2nd, is it, or 3rd? Okay, that's out of the way. It's true. It's a fact. Not like my other fake national titles. I will say, though, to this game, better chance to win. To me, Tennessee has a better chance to beat Kansas City than Green Bay has of beating San Francisco. Fact or fiction?
I would go fact.
I'm going to go fact, too.
And that's not because I'm a homer. I just don't think – the matchup-wise.
I think San Francisco's going to crush Green Bay. They did it already once. Minnesota was a good football team that just got embarrassed in the second half because San Francisco's D was that good.
Well, these two teams played each other, and when they played each other earlier in the year,
it was like a 50-point game. It was in San Fran, right?
Okay, and where's it at now? San Fran.
And wasn't it like a 40-point win or something?
It was ugly. It was bad, and that's where I just think matchup-wise, the defense for San Fran is playing out of their mind, but they're healthy. They're fully healthy. That's where I think the defense takes over in this one. Aaron Rodgers, you've squeaked past your last one here. I mean, this is no offense to him and everything, but they don't. At least with Tennessee, if they can run the football, they can limit the damage that Kansas City can do to them. But that's an if. That's what they've done these past 2 games. Run the football, take time possession, keep the offense off the field, keep Lamar and them off the field, and then the defense they've played really, really well. So
and then Kansas City and Tennessee, you've got Derrick Henry and you've got a guy in Patrick Mahomes who's awesome. I like to eat ketchup. My girlfriend celebrates and she's hot, and we got a lot of things out there, and man, I just love throwing the ball to now Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill catch it. One thing, though, about this team is that Kansas City is getting better at the right time. I did pick them to win. I'm moment of boast here. Just want to, and they haven't won anything yet, but I think they will win it all. I still believe Kansas City's going to win it all. But in this game, you got Derrick Henry and you got Patrick Mahomes. Strap on your boots. Strap them on. Because I can tell you right now, this is going to be awesome. Yeah, I got fired for that newspaper article, by the way, because it was supposed to be 23 font, and they did 80 font, so they had to put it on 2 pages. Strap on your boots, and it was bad. That guy, he probably didn't deserve it, but strap on your boots, folks. It's going to be awesome. This is going to be a good show, and we're looking forward to the game coming up here. Looking right now at some of the other things going on. Would you like to, you don't want to elaborate on that? All right, let's go Joe Burrow. Cold-hearted move, or just telling the truth? Sometimes that could be the same answer. In like a lot of mafia movie, it's the same answer. Hey, I was just telling the truth. I just was telling the truth. It's called a rat. Joe Burrow has done everything amazing, but you don't need to say, "Oh yeah, it was real cash." Like you don't have to say that.
You don't have to answer.
You don't have to answer that. You got to have fun with it. Be like, "Nah, man, I was too busy." Knowing I'm going to get paid a lot more. He goes, what am I going to do with hundreds when my bank account's about to have $100 million?
Did you see the article talking about that the police had warned the LSU players of smoking in the locker room? And they had warned them before, and then they thought it was a joke.
I thought it was, you said it was Odell, right? What, the Honey Badger? Was the Honey Badger there too? I didn't know. You said, I just assumed. All right.
No, but the police did warn them not to smoke in the locker room. And they thought it was a joke, and they were smoking in there, and they got in trouble. Like, the police were getting ready to arrest people because they were smoking in there. It's just like, jeez. Okay, New Orleans police, obviously. Mm-hmm. They don't arrest LSU. Let's be honest. Or is it we got to do it?
What if he's a Clemson alum? There could be a Clemson alum out there. At that point, he's busting things open. Ed Ogeron's just going to come in there and just be above everything and just start screaming on Red Bull. It's like, get out of here, and everybody's like, run. Be like, you're the cops, so get out of here.
I'll tase him. Don't do that. It just makes him
I don't
mad.
know. He must be drinking. I can't understand what. No, that would have been disrespectful. Sir, pull over Ed Ogeron. Sir, step out of the car. Oh, I'm just taking my kids home for the. Sir, clearly you've been drinking. I mean, I'm just coming back from practice. We've been down here. Get out of the car. Get a breathalyzer. I feel like haven't drank for years, man. Like that would have been rude. Sports Drive coming back for more. ESPN Pensacola, Blab TV.
Bowling is a sport that will last you a lifetime, and at Cordova Lanes on Airport Boulevard, every night there is something exciting happening. Like on Tuesday and Thursday, it's penny a pin. Bowl 100, pay $1. Or how about starting your weekend off right by reserving a lane for just $25 at Moonlight Bowling. Enjoy a fresh-made pizza and the lowest pitcher prices in Pensacola. So what are you waiting for? It's time to roll your way into Cordova Lanes and experience fun like never before.
Football season never ends on Talk Football with Coach K.
Stidham is tearing it up at New England. He may well be the incumbent to Tom Brady there.
Former head coach of the Buffalo Bills, Coach K brings his expertise as he breaks down the game, the players, the coaches, and the front office. Plus, high-profile interviews from the biggest names in football. Talk Football with Coach K every weekday from noon till 1 on ESPN Pensacola, 1330 FM 99.1.
I'm little teapot, short and stout.
Here is my handle and here is my spout.
No, Dad, like this. When I get all steamed up, then I shout, tip me over and pour me out.
This is WWE superstar Roman Reigns. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Visit fatherhood.gov, brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
I'm Bridget Brooks, president of Impact 100 Pensacola Bay Area, a women's philanthropic organization. Since 2004, Impact 100 has awarded 109 transformative grants totaling over $11.5 million, with 100% benefiting our community. Ladies, if you are interested in joining our community-focused group, please join us at one of our upcoming Meet and Mingle membership events. For details on upcoming events, visit impact100pensacola.org.
It's a new year and time for a new car. Bob Tyler brings you the most dependable line of cars at the best Bob Tyler Toyota prices. Drive the new 2020 Toyota Camry LE for just $239 a month, or new 2020 Corolla LE only $118. If a new year, new car is for you, get to Bob Tyler Toyota right now, where caring means quality at our best price. With approved credit, 12,000-mile, 36-month leases, $32.99 down for Camry, $29.99 down for Corolla. Excludes tax, tag, registration, and title, 0 security deposit. All prices include $899.50 dealer fee. See dealer for details. Expires 1/31/20.
Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday.
How about we add Sunday to that list? It's the NFL Tailgate Show at World of Beer.
Your plans just changed.
Yes, they did. Live show, games, prizes, NFL legends.
500 bottles of beer on the wall.
And you can try them all.
And no wrong choices.
Well, trying all 500 week one, that could be a bad choice.
World of Beer. Beer as you have never experienced it before.
Come on, bro. That was my tag. Your NFL party awaits you at World of Beer.
World of Beer.
Really?
Coming up on Sports Call this Saturday, we'll be recapping the national championship game, Titans and Chiefs, Packers and 49ers. Plus, we sit down with new ESPN host Jason Fitz. It's happening this Saturday on Sports Call with Davis and Justin on ESPN Pensacola 1330 AM, 99.1 FM.
Welcome to ESPN Pensacola, 1330 FM 99.1. Pensacola's home to the best talk in sports, new and improved. We are ESPN Pensacola, 1330 and FM 99.1.
You're listening to Pensacola's home for hometown sports. ESPN Pensacola 1330 AM, 99.1 FM.
And welcome back. Sports Drive right here on ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. Simulcast on Blab TV. Got about a minute left here as having some fun. Thank you for tuning in as always. Looking right now at what's going on in UWF Argonaut land. Big story here.
It's a land?
That's what we call it if you want a title.
Land?
Argo land right there. Sounds like a pretty fun place to go.
It does.
But we do have a chance to go to not only Media Days. Media Days is now open for everybody. It used to be an event where we would take advantage of free food. They've opened up the doors now. It will be over UWF Spring Sports Preview Luncheon. And they'll have it over at Seville Quarter at Apple Annie's, and it'll be Friday, January 17th from 11:30 to 2. So head on out there and enjoy some lunch with the Argos.
National champion Argos.
Well, it's spring sports. It's
but
actually
they're still national
men and
champions.
women's tennis, golf, softball, and some others. So thank you guys for joining us here on Blab TV and ESPN Pensacola. Chad Brillante alongside JP. Guys, have a great one. For Caitlin and everybody back in the Blab studio, have a great rest of your night, and God bless.
You're taking me down. In hell. 'Cause all I see is chemicals
Reminder coming up here this week, it's going to be an exciting weekend of games in the NFL. A reminder, 2 Sunday matchups as the matchups with San Francisco and Green Bay and Tennessee and Kansas City. The Titans and Chiefs will play at 2 o'clock on Sunday on CBS, and the Green Bay Packers and San Francisco 49ers at 5:40 on Fox. Kansas City, a 7-point favorite in the matchup against the Titans, who have upset the Patriots and the Baltimore Ravens. Green Bay Packers and San Francisco 49ers, the Niners, a 7.5-point favorite. And JP, tickets as low as $307.
Good, I wasn't going anywhere. Joke's on them.
Wrong game to choose if you're you anyways. Guys, have a great rest of your Wednesday. Thanks again to Gene Stallings. Glad he found his puppy dog. Have a great rest of your night. And go.
This is ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM and 99.1 FM, the only local station that talks sports 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. From Gullick and Wingo to the Sports Drive with Chad Brillante. Plus talk football with Coach K at noon, sports call every Saturday. If you'd like to partner with us as an advertiser or a promotional partner, just give us a call at 262-6000.
ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. WEBY, Milton, Pensacola.
ESPN Radio Sports Center.
I'm Sean Ryder. The Giants interviewed former Cowboys head coach Jason Garrett to be their new offensive coordinator today. His contract with Dallas expired today. Clemson wideout T. Higgins and LSU safety Grant Delpit have both declared for the NFL draft. ESPN's Mel Kiper Jr. has Delpit ranked as the top draft-eligible safety and the number 10 overall prospect. Mets still reviewing the situation regarding new manager Carlos Beltran, who was cleared by Major League Baseball of possible discipline as a player with the Astros in their sign-stealing scandal of 2017, reports ESPN's Buster Olney, who also says he wouldn't be surprised if the Mets cut ties with Beltran.
My time covering Major League Baseball, my time in the New York market the last 25 years, I've never seen an organization that reacts to negative criticism as much as the Mets do. And in talk radio here, columnists are asking